Hello, listening people.
Hello.
Jesus.
No, it's Bartek, and I'm here with my co-host, Ryan.
Yes, and you're listening to... Jesus, you got me. You're listening to...
You're listening to Spit and Polish presents Unappreciated Masterpieces.
Yes, and we talk about those forgotten gems of movies that have been left behind or forgotten, or ones that need to be appreciated more by the general public. And what film are we doing today, Bartek?
We are doing the one, the only, Kasprzyszak Beckham.
Of course. And as everyone should know by now, I do not speak Polish.
Mm-hmm. But the word Beckham was in the title, and how many Beckhams are there in titles of movies?
Lots.
Yeah,
I imagine.
No, Jesus. Which one are we doing?
I think it's Bend It Like Beckham.
That's right.
Yes, and we're spitting Polish, likingly because we're always spitting, and of course we are both Polish.
We're always polishing.
We're always polishing our hearts.
And with both spit.
Yep, and we both spit. That's
we
exactly
are both
it.
spit.
And this time we have the lovely guest, Grace Brown.
Hello.
And are you excited?
I'm really excited. I love this movie.
You love this movie, Bend It Like Beckham?
I may regret saying that later on when you rip it to pieces.
What do you mean? I love these movies. This is an unappreciated masterpiece, and we're here today to talk about the brilliance that is Bend It Like Beckham. Now there is that thing of, this is all about unappreciated masterpieces, and I will say this is the controversial movie amongst the group here of, is this an unappreciated masterpiece? And I think yes. I think mainly yes, because Bend It Like Beckham was very, very popular at the time when it came out, but so was Kangaroo Jack, oddly enough. And Kangaroo Jack and Bend It Like Beckham have the same thing in common of, they were very, very popular when it came out, and Bend It Like Beckham, it was very popular in England and Australia especially, and it did pretty well in America too, but I think it was at the time a flash in the pan. It was something very popular when it first came out, but all these years later it's kind of swept away. Like, we all remember the title and we all kind of remember some of the basic plots, but not very much. Like, when I say to someone, hey, you remember Bend It Like Beckham? They're like, yeah, that's the one with, like, Keira Knightley, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, it is. And do you remember the plot? And it's just like, well, it's about, like, two chicks who play soccer, right? It's like, yeah, but what else is it about? It's like, one of them's Indian. It's like, yep, that's basically as far as I could get with a lot of people when I ask them about the film who aren't diehard fans like Grace.
I would describe myself as a diehard fan, but I do remember it quite fondly from my childhood because it's not often you get to see two women playing sport. It's like, I'm not into sport myself, but I'm just like, oh look, that's a possibility for me. How lovely.
Yes, I was also a childhood favourite of mine because I played soccer at the time, and my dad is very much into soccer. He still plays, he coaches, and he just would want to watch any film whether it was soccer related or not, if it was good or bad. He was a big fan of this film. He still is. I talked to him before saying, I'm going to do it Bend It Like Beckham, and he goes, oh, that's good. You got to mention at some point, Ryan, that they actually do kick the ball pretty well. Like, you know, in movies, when they do soccer, it's just so sloppy, and the editing makes it look like they're, you know, weaving the ball and doing all of this stuff, playing the game really well, but they're not really. And he always points at kicking and screaming with Will Ferrell, and he goes, now that's an atrocity to soccer when it comes to film. But we're not talking about kicking and screaming, which, is that an unappreciated masterpiece?
I think it's... I don't know. I don't think it deserves anything, to be honest.
So, yes.
I've only seen the basketball Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, well, you're missing out. I've seen the soccer Will Ferrell movie, the car racing Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, the NASCAR one? I like that one a lot.
And the basketball Will Ferrell movie. Are there other sports-related Will Ferrell movies out there? I'm pretty sure.
Anchorman.
That's not a sport-related movie.
Hey, the way they act, it sounds like a sport. Even one of the guys in the newsroom has a cowboy hat.
One of them is a sports reporter. You got me there, Bartek. You got me there. So,
was he the sports reporter? I was just commenting on the hat.
Yeah, he was the sports reporter.
Well, there you go.
Jesus Christ. So, Bend It Like Beckham. Bartek, had you seen this one before?
24 hours before this recording, I saw this movie for the first time.
Oh, like a virgin, like a V. So you saw it for the first time. Grace and I have obviously seen it before.
My mum's seen it before.
Oh, did she enjoy it?
Yeah, she liked it a lot.
I imagine your mum liked it a lot.
A couple of weeks ago.
What does that mean? I imagine your mum liked that a lot.
His mum's really nice.
I bet she is, so don't say things like that.
What?
I bet she enjoyed it a lot. It was just the tone. I didn't appreciate it. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, she liked the movie. A couple of weeks ago, we saw a Bollywood movie together in the cinema, and the actor who plays the father of the Indian girl in this movie was in that movie.
Spoiler alert, she has a father. Just in case you wouldn't know.
I'm so sorry. I spoiled the movie. Oh, shit.
Can't do it now. So you had some familiarity with this. You've heard of it before?
Oh, I've heard the name many times, like you said, and my mum's mentioned that it's good, and she mentioned, like, oh yeah, this guy that plays the servant, he played the father in Bend It Like Beckham. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you said, oh, we're going to do Bend It Like Beckham, I'm like, oh, well, that's the second time I've heard that name recently, and now I'm going to see it.
And you were a bit worried because you're like, oh, well, if my mum gave it 5 out of 5 stars, I don't know if it's an unappreciated masterpiece because she appreciates
Someone
it.
appreciates it.
Someone appreciates it. And that's the thing, like, not all of these films are, like, completely ignored. Every single film we've done has a following, has a fan base that is us and our family, most likely.
And my mum.
And you guys, because, you know, how can we forget? So, Grace, you saw this in the cinema.
I did see it in the cinema. I don't have an overwhelming amount of memories about
That's how good it was.
Hey, just calm down. Like, I saw it with my mum probably at Eastland. Who knows? It's a mystery. But I do remember liking it very, very much.
I liked it too. I wish I got to see it in the cinema, and I really do wish a lot of these pretty much all of these films, I never saw at the cinema, and I had the chance to go see them, and either it never happened, or I was a dumb guy and was like, no, I don't want to see that. It's a bit below my belt, and I'm saying this as like a 9-year-old.
So your belt's very low. As
My belt is.
You're not.
Have you always been skinny, Ryan?
Yeah. That's that conversation.
Yes.
Is this our longest prologue ever?
No, we'll make it 24 minutes long.
So then it will be the longest prologue
Yeah.
ever.
You know what I can't get over? This movie is 2 hours long.
It's a long movie.
And we are going to start talking about it. So
It's shorter than your average Bollywood movie.
It's shorter than your average Bollywood movie. So we're going to start to bend it like Beckham, hopefully this time. In 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, there we go. Oh, soccer ball's already on the screen.
Yep.
It's all happening. It's begun. I got very confused in this opening sequence because I didn't realize she was in it.
To be honest, I will admit that I zoned out until she came in because I'm just like, yes, I'm not watching it for this. I'm not watching a soccer movie for the sport.
Yeah, no, you're watching it for the drama.
Oh, and the relationships between characters.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, you know, I definitely agree that this is a relationship film. It's very interesting. No, I didn't realize, like, I was also kind of zoning out. Like, I was paying attention because I'm like, oh yeah, I know these commentators. I know, yeah, I've grown up with soccer, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
They're all Ryan Giggs. My dad, when I asked him once why they called me Ryan, he's like, oh, after Ryan Giggs, the soccer player, because when you were born, Ryan, he was just an up and coming player, and he was really good, and we thought, you after Ryan Giggs.
Nice.
So this film contains a small part of your legacy in the fact that the name Ryan Giggs is in it.
Yep. So I don't know if that's true. My dad's a bit of an asshole, but great guy. He's my dad, but
I don't know what to believe.
believe me. And yeah, so I didn't realize that she was in it. Like, just then she did the header. I thought,
Well, that was not good, was it?
no.
No, it was spliced.
Oh, this is like not even as good as the Star Wars prequels, kind of. Like, but yet again, you know, nothing is as good as the Star Wars prequels.
Is The Phantom Menace unappreciated?
No. No, definitely not. That's an appreciated film. 5 out of 5. This sequence here, I just love.
Is the desk shaking? Or like, not this one, that one. On the
their
screen.
desk, I think it's.
The waters are still.
No, I think.
In the wide shot, it's like.
No, I think the
sort of
camera's
moving.
shaking.
The camera's shaking.
Oh, here she is. Here she is. The best one in the film, in my opinion. My favorite character is her. What about you guys? Who's your favorite character in this film?
Shit.
Shit.
It has to be. It has to be Jess. It has to be Jess.
Okay.
Mine is the
Or
concept
Pinky.
of the Indian family.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a character, but I enjoy it nonetheless.
Okay. When I wrote down in my notes, I thought, okay, having the subtitles on is good because I guess it's a problem sometimes with accents. We had this in Just Visiting with French accents and Indian accents too, I guess. I kind of misheard what the mum said. I thought for some reason she's like, that's enough of the sugar ball. Like, in relation to soccer, but the subtitles say shoot ball. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess that's correct.
I didn't have a problem with Just Visiting, but this one, because not only do they have the Indian accent, they've also got the chavvy English accent, and that's more what I didn't
No,
understand.
the best one was the Chav Indian English accent.
Well, that's what I mean. Sometimes they mix and match.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Indian accents as much as I thought I would, but yet again, like, you know, one of my best friends from my hometown has a family very much like this. He's Indian and he's Sikh, and his family is very much like this, except for his mum isn't as domineering. She's quite nice, just like Bartek's mum. Quite nice.
Yeah, she would be nice.
Yeah. Bartek's mum, 5 out of 5 stars, I give her.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But this film, I love the...
Those things are delicious.
Are they?
Yeah, they're a treat.
Oh, they look delicious.
Yeah, they look kind of like, oh, weird orange thing, but they're actually very nice.
Yeah. I love montage, first of many. Oh my god, this film is montages. You know, Big Fat Liar was full of montages. 3 to be precise if you want to keep count. But this film, my god, this film is montage upon montage upon montage, which means it's good.
Did you notice how her name is Pinky and her shirt is pink?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Uh-huh.
I did. Good
Symbolic.
Symbolism is very profound in this film.
Right from the start.
Right from the start, like that chick's got a rose
And
tattoo.
here we've
on
got Jess is surrounded by, you know, these womeny shoes, and
These women-y shoes.
and she doesn't want the womeny shoes, she wants the soccer
Here we are. We're
shoes.
introduced to Keira Portman.
Portman.
Yeah,
Natalie Knightley.
Natalie Knightley. And what's the introduction we get? It's, hey, she's got small tits. Which is something great to know, because I also, as a young man, or young boy when I watched this, also noticed that she had small breasts.
Well, that's because the mother said so.
Yeah, well, the mums aren't that big either, so, like, where's she coming from?
With the pump-up bra, when I saw it in the movies, because this was pre-teen Grace, I was terrified that those were actually a thing, and that I might eventually be forced into wearing, like, one of those weird pump-up bra things.
And
Which is not the case at all. I've never seen one of those in the wild, and I've never been happier.
I've seen them.
What have you mean you've seen them?
I've been to stores.
You've been to stores. What stores have you been to?
I have a girlfriend. She has to, like, go out to, like, clothing stores. They're there. Have you not looked?
Not like the pump-up, like, blow-up,
Yeah, I've seen the pop-up ones.
inflate... What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen like the gel ones also, but like the pump up ones you don't see like
The
in
gel-
Kmart.
Like, the
You
gel
see-
ones are a thing.
Yeah, the gel
pump-up
ones. The pump ups are a
Are
thing.
you talking about push-up bras or pump-up bras?
Pump up? Like the
Pump-up.
mum just showed you how the pump. I've seen that. Like I know what I'm talking about.
Apparently I
Hey,
need to go
Ryan.
to different stores.
Ryan, check out all that toilet paper.
Yeah, what do they need that for? Yet again,
They're gonna wipe this shit off their ass.
Bartek, calm down.
I thought it would be important to mention, okay? You were talking about boobs and bras and
Yeah,
all
which
that,
isn't
and I
as
was
important as butt wiping.
ass wiping.
No, is that a whole bag of onions also?
Yeah, onions are a very
Onions
common
and
ingredient.
toilet paper. It's gonna be a winning combo later tonight with them guys.
Yeah, well, onions are a very common ingredient in Indian food.
Yeah. So, so here it is. It's kind of beginning. At the moment, it's like, where's the soccer? Oh, here it is, finally.
He clearly already took the toilet paper home.
yeah. Is this like the same day? I think
Yeah,
so.
I honestly didn't think about it until just now.
That's a really weird jumper he's wearing.
He?
Yeah,
It's
it's like...
just like a jumper.
No, it's like short-sleeved and it's got
He's got
pockets
his
like a
sleeves.
hoodie does.
Is it short sleeve? I thought he just had his sleeves rolled up.
It's short sleeve.
Is it?
Yeah, like it,
This is going to be a
down to
debate.
the elbow.
It's grey, just like a British heart.
Oh, Bartek. Come on.
No, my mum is English, I can confirm.
Oh, there you go.
It's grey, just like a not English heart.
Oh, there you go.
Is that the Music Academy from Thunderpants in the background?
Yeah, probably. I like that guy was rubbing his nipples real hard before she kicked him in the nuts with the ball.
That is what men do.
She didn't kick.
Men are the worst in this film, really. And as a man, I can confirm that we are the worst. Here he is, the dead-eyed look of a serial killer that is David Beckham.
Nah, man, that's
Look at him.
Her shrine is so impressive.
Justin Timberlake.
I have a shrine.
Yeah, I've
Just
seen
like
you-
that.
Like, I walked in your door and you went, have a look at the shrine. I went, oh, must I?
Yeah.
There he is.
And there he is, legend. I had very, even though I'd probably seen in my lifetime before having to rewatch it right now and last night, I'd probably seen this film maybe 4 times. Because I did it on DVD. I've seen it probably 4 times, and I did not remember a lot of it, but once the characters started rolling in, I just remembered everything.
Yeah.
Like, I saw him in that outfit, I'm like, oh, that's right! The cricket story will come up later. We'll get to that. But I just automatically, like, get that. Like, do you guys ever get that with, like, movies
Yeah.
where you're like, I haven't watched this in, like, 10 years, and then,
That was a
like,
weird
The
shot.
Flash. That plane took a while to cross over.
Yeah, Jesus plane.
Like,
Oh, I
jeez.
love this scene.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, pay attention to the platter and see how many people take from it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, look. So far, 0. Still 0.
I was
Still 0.
0, 0, 0. I was paying attention to, in a moment, you have, like, I think it's like a...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he wanted it. Like, this old woman
This
here...
is the best part. This is the best part. Look.
Yeah, this old woman.
Look. Yeah. Yeah. One. Wait, what? What?
One. This old woman is great, too. She just, like, made a sex joke out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, great.
Old women do that, though.
I know, old women are the best. Isn't that right, Bartek's mum? Back to the movie. I like how they all thought it was their mobile phones ringing, like each one of them, and then when it's his mobile phone, they all look really annoyed at him, like, oh, it wasn't my mobile phone, but this guy, it was him, so I hate him.
The look on Pinky's face was a little bit heartbreaking.
Yeah, well, she just wants love.
Yeah. Everyone's refusing the food, which I'm sure is like a big insult or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Well, then everyone really insulted that platter.
yeah, everyone insulted it to death.
At some points in these wedding scenes, Pinky kind of reminds me of those My Sweet 16 ladies.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Well, you
I
know,
feel sorry for Pinky in this entire film, actually. Like, Pinky's like,
There are some
she's a bitch
scenes-
at some point, but then I go, well, that's fair. Because, like, come on, Pinky's like, it's really, the movie should be about her. It's her day. Like, you know, like, let her have her movie.
Yeah, how dare you play soccer?
How dare you play soccer?
How
Oh, here they
dare
are,
you.
the
The
chavs.
Spice Girls.
In it. Take his shirt off, though. Oh, my God. Like, I love it. Like, X certificate warning. I just want to know if they really speak like this. Like, does anyone speak like this?
I bet they 100% do.
There's a line up here that I did quickly quote earlier in this podcast out fleetingly, but like they're just talking to her and she like leaves. It's something about sex or whatever. Like she's not interested in the guy and she's like, oh, she's still a V though, isn't she? And I'm like, V? Oh, virgin, of course. I just wish people use that phrase more often over here, or is it just an English phrase?
Now that you mention that, there's a line way later in like the last 17 minutes that sort of, but not really, comes back to the V thing.
Oh, foreshadowing, huh?
Yeah, I'll be sure to bring it up because it's
She's still a V.
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite scenes, but I'll bring it up.
She's still a V though, isn't
I
it?
don't, I don't know if the subtitles will show it if you guys are watching with subtitles, but I'll point it out.
Yeah. Here she is.
Look at that boy.
Look at that boy. She is creepy in this movie for like the first little while. She's like watching it. She's got like that hungry look. Okay, this is something I want to discuss. Later on we'll get it from when the coach arrives. But what is it with, in film, the look? You know what I mean? Like when you realize like they look at the other person, you know that they're in love.
Yeah, the look.
Like,
Well, it's like trying to get something across without dialogue, right?
yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so specific. Like, that look, they tilt their head and their eyes kind of bug out a little and their mouth is slightly open and they're like, oh, love. Like, is it sad that we've been conditioned by film to know
love
the
going
look
on?
of love?
Is love going on in the background behind him doing those two cricketers?
Yeah,
They're
it's
walking up to each other.
foreshadowing.
Wait, where'd one of them go?
The foreshadowing is the cricketers is a foreshadowing to the end of the film with the dad.
Yeah, the last shot even.
Yeah, last shot.
Look, he's out. He's talking to no one.
There was a white guy in the background there who I don't think was in there for the rest of that scene.
Probably
another
just
montage.
like a AV or something.
montage.
AD.
This montage, I think it's this one. There's a montage. Look, spoiler alert. There's a montage in this film that exactly goes for 2 minutes. I timed it. I was just like, whoa, that went on for quite some time. And like 2 minutes in real life doesn't seem that long, but 2 minutes in film time is a long time.
But I don't know which one you're talking about, but it really added to the film, didn't it?
Oh, probably. Oh, she's a bit stalkery too in this.
Whoa.
She was invited, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she's just like sitting there watching from afar.
Okay. Lots of people do that at games, just so you know.
But she was invited, you said.
Yeah.
Keira Knightley is scaring me in this film. She looks like such a lizard.
Now, it should be pointed out the colours on the English flag, and of course their uniforms are the exact same as the Polish colours.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes back to being Polish.
Yes.
Oh, everything.
So, as someone not Polish, Grace, how do you feel?
About being not Polish?
Yeah.
About not being Polish.
Ashamed would be the correct answer.
Okay, ashamed then. Ashamed is the only answer, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yep, that's correct.
We've yet to have a Polish guest.
We don't want any. Can't find them.
True.
Other than your mum. We could invite her on. Would she actually come on, though?
I don't think so.
Why not? She's very sociable. I've met her. She's a barrel of laughs.
Yeah, well, I don't...
I thought before I watched this movie again, in my brain I remembered the coach being played by Paul Bettany, who's the voice of Jarvis in the Iron Man movies.
He does have like slightly
But it's just Jonathan Rhys Meyers, who's like, whatever.
I think
Like, if you want Paul Bettany light, here he is.
Paul Bettany life.
Yeah. Paul Bettany would have been too busy making wanky films like Master and Commander right now, something lame.
Oh, didn't he make Wimbledon in like 2002?
Probably.
What year is Wimbledon?
I think it is 2002. That was a recommended for this film as well, as was My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which I do see the similarities between the two with My Big Fat Greek Wedding and this, because both of them have a wedding at the central theme and like cultural barriers.
And my mum loves both of them.
And his mum gives both of them a high ranking. Keira Knightley's very terrifying in this film.
Terrifying is a bit strong. She's a bit uncanny.
For now she is, but later, like, she just evolves into something terrifying. Like, I don't... Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. She looks aroused, though. She's like, yep.
Her assortment of headbands must be very impressive, because she wears like so many different ones.
Well, she's a sports player. She can't have a hair in her face. She doesn't have long enough hair to tie it back into a proper ponytail either.
What do you mean a proper ponytail?
Look at her. Look at the other
ponytail.
players behind them. They have ponytails, but she has to do like one of those.
She can do a tiny little one.
Yeah, but they look wanky.
But she doesn't,
Take that, Keira Knightley.
she doesn't need a ponytail.
Oh.
She's got small breasts.
Bulbous head, Jesus.
She doesn't need a ponytail. She's got small breasts.
Whoa, Ryan, that's a pretty sexist thing to say. Ryan, Jesus.
I like how she does talk to the shrine, but only like twice.
Do you talk to your shrine?
Obviously.
Yeah.
I worship it.
Greek gods.
Greek gods.
I mean, it would be more interesting if David Beckham was a serial killer and she's talking to the shrine and it gives a new meaning to the film.
A whole new meaning.
A whole new meaning. A new dimension. Oh, that was a shit shot.
When I was watching it, I'm like, does Beckham appear in this? I cannot remember.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, shut up.
Kinda.
I didn't say whether he does or doesn't. Ooh,
He appears at the end.
Is it actually him, though? Or is it like
it
a
wouldn't
lookalike?
be.
Yeah, because even his wife appears at the end.
It wouldn't be him.
They do thank them at the end.
Yeah, but why would the shot be from so far away? If they have them?
Because we don't want to see their ugly faces.
I like the dad.
What do you mean ugly?
Did you not see his cold, dead, serial killer eyes? And her face, don't get me started, I'm posh. I'll do like those subtle references to the Spice Girls in this film. Like, did we just miss it just now? She's like, there's a
Mel
reason why
C.
Sporty Spice doesn't have a fella.
And then like in two scenes later, there's like a Mel C song, which I think it is just her, but who is Sporty Spice?
I think there is a Spice Girls song.
She is Sporty Spice, oh my god.
Also, Jules' mum, Keira Knightley's mum, she looks like Michael Palin in drag.
Really?
She does, and I noticed it, or just...
She looks like a weird, uglier version of like Tilda Swinton playing a mum.
She doesn't look at all like Tilda Swinton.
I said a weirder, uglier version of Tilda Swinton. Like, have you seen Tilda Swinton?
She looks like Tilda Swinton if she had a different face.
Tilda Swinton always has a different face in films.
So
She's appealing.
She is though. Have you not seen her act?
I have seen her act. She
Like,
is
did you see her in
fantastic.
Grand Budapest Hotel?
I did.
Barely recognized her.
No idea who she was.
I thought it was weird. You guys say, Bartek, you were really excited.
a very important plot point is coming up that affects the whole movie.
Breasts?
Well, I mean, let's go back to the plot point after this scene.
Come on,
'Cause that's-
Bartek.
She had a tattoo on her back. And a tattoo on her front too.
So what was the importance that you were talking about? I missed it because of breasts.
He gave the uniform to her, and I like how she's putting on her shirt.
That's how I do
and
it.
she's like, I have to wear shorts.
She's like, can't I just wear my tracksuit bottoms?
Yeah. Obviously not, you idiot. You're gonna be sweating your ass off. It's gonna be hard.
The coach is wearing it at the back because he's a man.
Oh, no, it's because he's a coach. He doesn't actually have to run around as much. He gets to stand there and be like, do it.
I feel like she gets a lot of like wiggle room and leeway. Also, why does he tell Jules to take over the warm up and not the captain?
Because she's like the second in charge. It is a good point, actually.
Is
Why not the
Is
captain?
she the first mate?
She's
Is that
the
what you're saying?
lieutenant.
Maybe because I don't know because at this like he said like she was the
Whoa,
reason
that
why
was
this.
a decent jump for someone who we later learn has a bad knee.
You
Later
mean just
learn.
now?
Yeah.
Like, give it a minute.
It was the introduction to his character. Is he don't play no more. Got bad knee. Fun fact is that's a real scar on her leg.
Oh, I
Like
was
that's
gonna say
actually her scar. Like she was worried that she wasn't going to get the part because of the scar on her leg, and like the backstory is actually the true story.
Really?
And they
Oh,
were
good
like,
gosh.
that's cool. So they incorporated it into the thing, and I must say, I'm very glad that they did that because I felt like her character needed more backstory.
Yeah.
Because I felt like the one thing that was lacking from her character was understanding where she's coming from. And we would have not got this great beans on toast joke. This is like up there with the greatest beans on toast joke of them all. Like this may be number one. Like, you know, number one in beans on toast joke. Like I can't think of many others, but I'm sure there are. And this is number one.
Yeah, with the actress's history, they incorporated that in the movie itself, and later on, the fact that it's not even brought up again pretty much just simply means that she's grown as a person with confidence.
It is brought up after this scene.
The scars.
Oh yeah, like once, and that was like a negative thing that they were like,
And-
what? No.
And then she's like, "Shut up, men! Down with the patriarchy! Boo!" And
Man,
I
wasn't
agree.
it her mum that brought it up?
No. Oh yeah, her mum brings up. No, the men at the soccer field bring it up. They're like, "Oh, what's that?"
Okay, so it's brought up twice.
It's brought
I
up a few
don't think she goes men of the patriarchy boo. Like, not like. Not even when paraphrasing. Like, I think she just kind of goes.
No,
"Well,
it's
you've
metaphorical.
seen it before."
It's a metaphorical thing. Another montage.
Look at them kicking balls.
Oh, there it is. I mean, I like how Keira Knightley is the one wearing like the least amount of clothing out of the team, and she does have a belly button ring. Which, look, if you're training, you should probably take that off.
Oh, she does. I didn't notice that.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it's a belly button ring.
I thought it was just an outing, and I was a little.
No, she's just got a shiny belly button.
As a naval fan, I'm ashamed that I didn't notice.
Look, she's got a
Oh, she
clear.
does too.
She should take. What an unprofessional lady.
Belly button rings.
Do you reckon when
very early 2000s?
Do you reckon later on when they go to the airport, the beepy beepy thing went off?
The
Yeah.
beepy
At her
beepy.
belly
Yeah,
button?
yeah,
The metal
because
detector.
yeah, no, he doesn't know how to
do
say
you
that.
reckon-
Just went beepy beepy.
Do you reckon they like have a deleted scene about it, like a whole 10 minutes dedicated to it?
Yeah, here's the men, and see, they're like, oh no, you're right. She doesn't. Wait.
They touched his nipples.
At least I can still skin you alive. No, at least like,
Skin you alive.
She okay. I didn't need the accent, but all right.
Yes, you-
I was just gonna not go there, but Grace is already on the accent. I love the
English
mum's
accent, yeah.
terrified.
Is it the mum or is it just another woman?
it's the
who-
mum.
It's the mum.
It's
Okay.
clearly
It's-
the mum.
it's Mama
Like,
G.
look at her. As if like another woman would just start yelling at her like this. Like, who do you think you are? Not my daughter.
No, because like later on in the film, like she gets yelled at by people who are not her parents for like doing something that she was not doing.
Well, no, they don't yell at her. They just tell her parents.
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
they
Her
dob- they
parents
dob her
yell
in.
at her.
Yeah.
They dob her in because that's just like, I guess, like it shows. See, that's a great thing about this film. It shows you the culture of, you know, of this family and how they're massive. They're like, you remember, like at the end, they're like, oh, talk to your uncle in Canada. At least you have someone close. It's like they make a big fact, like they're everywhere. Like it feels like 1984, but with a family. It's like, no matter where you go, we'll be watching you.
Yeah,
They're really large
have you
families.
had Indian friends, Ryan?
Yes, and they have large families.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you have an Indian friend, they probably
but-
mention that they have lots of cousins.
Yes, but I just love how this film makes it feel like no matter where you go, we'll be watching you.
Like my family's sort of everywhere, and it's quite a small family. It's more people have just escaped.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
See,
So-
I'm the
Gotta round them back up.
I'm the opposite. My family are nowhere.
Nowhere.
So I've got some here and some in Poland. That's it.
so we know where to strike.
Although
Let's
if
go.
you look up Kasprzyszak, there are a few randomly in other places, but I don't know them.
Oh, if you look up Brown, they're everywhere.
If you look up Sliwinski, there's like 2.
I looked up Brown. I looked up
Me
Brown
and my
once.
dad.
I looked up Brown once, and it gave me like color palettes and stuff.
Oh no,
Oh no.
that's not me.
Are you related to purple by any chance?
Oh, I wish. Purple's a great colour.
It's my second favorite.
His second favourite.
So this is the family. Yep. I like, it's all about like the honor of family and wanting to
I
achieve
think
one's ambitions and
you say-
dreams and like how those two can really conflict.
You say
with one
honor, but I think pride is more.
They're like, you have to honor your family. You have to
Yeah,
respect.
but
I would
that's
agree
what-
with pride.
Huh?
I would agree with pride.
They might say honor, but they really mean pride.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they talk about shame.
Yeah. True. Honor, respect, pride. It's all. The message is, just love your parents, okay?
Her jean jacket is buttoned on the second button and
I was
no
like-
other button.
The reason why I laughed is because like the lady right there who's currently got the frisbee, she threw it at.
That's a poor throw.
She's a really. 2 throws she's made in this shot, and they were both awful. The first one was right in the child's stomach. The second one was way over.
I shame you, frisbee woman.
I love.
Oh, God, she's got it again. Is she gonna do it?
Oh my god.
She's awful. I never noticed that.
Who
before.
hired her?
Also, who frisbees? Like, no one frisbees. Even when frisbee was a thing, did anyone
No,
frisbee?
frisbee's a thing, but frisbeeing at 1 meter away from someone is
It's like
not a thing.
throwing a frisbee in a park is not a thing. Like playing ultimate frisbee, that is a thing. But
Yeah.
like every now and then someone goes, "Let's go to the park and like we'll chuck the frisbee around," and it happens for 2 minutes, and then you get bored.
Oh, yesterday I was walking around the park and there were people. It wasn't really a frisbee; it was like a disc thing because there was a huge circle in the middle, throwing
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Were they? There was a disc, but it wasn't a frisbee. I like
Yeah.
your
They were
analysis.
using it like a frisbee. I don't know.
Maybe it was just an old DVD and they were just throwing it
was
around.
Is the
like
DVD big enough? Like vinyl record, surely. It's
Well,
all-
Bartek could have seen it. Like Bartek could have seen it being thrown. And he thought, "Oh, it's at a distance. It's so small."
No, I was not too
Hits me in
far
the
from it.
face.
Well, there's another plane.
Oh, planes.
That one's much faster.
So
I thought this said Jesus breakfast.
Jesus. Well, they do talk about like. They do say Jesus in this film, like, oh, Jesus, like, because I guess that's just like a common vernacular now in the general language of just being like, oh, Jesus.
Do you like Jesus?
He's alright, a bit overrated, not as good as me. I feel like I've done a bit more than him.
Their house is so nice.
Yeah, it's because they're very, very well off.
In 2002.
In 2002, in England, they're pretty well off. She's a
Central
liar.
London Hammersmith.
Yeah, she is a liar.
Ah,
Like much of this film is based on her
Another
lying.
montage.
This one I wouldn't really call a montage.
Yeah, I would, because it
Okay, now it's
transcends...
a montage. 'cause they've cut
transcends
time.
from one game to sports training to nighttime, I'm pretty sure. I think this one might be the one that goes for like a minute and a half to 2 minutes long.
The girl wearing the yellow, she's the goalie, right?
Yeah, of course.
She's number 1.
Yeah, goalies are
Keira
always
Knightley's
number one.
got
Here it is.
sports bra.
Long montage.
Also, the song that plays here, I was like, I have a feeling that it plays at the Pancake Parlour, which I work at the Pancake Parlour. And like, as soon as it started playing, I'm like, this is a Pancake Parlour song.
I know
And
that
then I immediately
Atomic.
second-guessed
I know
myself.
that Atomic by Blondie plays in one of the montages. Maybe it's this one because I was like, it's for some reason playing, and Atomic is usually good for club scenes, and they don't play it during the club scene in this
know.
film.
Well,
Oh,
it's a
Keira
German
Knightley, all
disco.
nice and wet. Good. Her outfits are also very, very terrible in this film, Keira Knightley. Like, look at that. She had, like, the bandana and, like, the singlet with the high-waisted jeans. And it
Early
was just like, what is
2000s
your look?
fashion is both an
Oh,
inspiration
dude,
and a warning.
mid 2000s, I always wore bandanas.
Yeah, I know you probably did.
No, I did. I swear.
Whenever the canteen time of year rolls
Easy
around.
Tiger? Oh, this. I wish I was these two women.
I love this shot.
What is the one in purple even doing? Look, this
best.
montage is still going. It's still going. And you know what I love is some films like to show things and something like to tell things. The rule is show, don't tell. This film really wants to show and not tell. Because
Where's the ball? Where's the ball?
Where is it? Oh, it's me.
Get him!
I'm the ball.
Oh, you're not able to touch it with your hands.
Oh, there. Yeah, but that montage went for like 2 minutes long. Oh, it's still going, really. No. But it went for so long. It just ended just then. It's
Do you
still
reckon Keira
technically
Knightley
going.
got that
At least there's a lot of
shot
things
just then?
happening.
What was that, sir?
Do you reckon Keira Knightley just got that goal just then? Because it was quite good. Cause
They were trained by a professional coach
Ooh.
to learn how to play
Excellent.
soccer correctly. Hence, my dad's a real big fan because he's like, oh, you could really tell that they know how to play. And I'm like, that's great. He's like, unlike kicking and screaming. I'm like, I get it. You don't like kicking and screaming.
Now, hang on, we're getting up to
Another plane scene? Yeah, there's so many plane scenes. I did write that down. Plane scenes. Lots. Oh, you mean when this film turns into an R-rated film? They're making babies before marriage, which is a bit wrong.
Why did you look at me? Wrong? Is it? I don't know.
I don't know, you were laughing already, so I thought, oh, she's already in. Not like her, but... Oh, what? My friend who's a Sikh also has like that little symbol hanging up in his car, but his isn't yellow, his is like grey, I think.
But yellow and purple are complementary colours.
Oh, they're alright.
They are
They're the
literally
uniforms
complementary
in
I
colours.
like-
Space Jam.
I like...
You need to write down Space Jam. You need to do Space Jam.
People appreciate Space Jam, that's
I
the problem.
appreciate Space Jam.
People appreciate this movie.
I don't like Space Jam.
What do you mean you don't like Space Jam?
Have you watched it?
I've watched it, yeah.
I've watched Space Jam. Maybe I need to rewatch it. All I remember was Bill Murray is in it, and that's a tragedy for
I
Bill
so
Murray.
easily forget that Bill Murray is in it. Also, Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight's in everything.
I was gonna be like
Human.
Knight's in it too, but I couldn't remember his first name.
Wayne.
Yep.
Basic. Basic.
Oh, look at that face. Okay, here's my problem. Here's the best thing about the best things about Keira Knightley in this film is her acting is just off the charts. I mean, when I see this, I think, yeah, she really deserved to be in Pride and Prejudice. I can see that because all she does in this film is literally overreact and give bad advice, and then just react to things. That's all her character does. So when you're just like, oh, I need help, she'll be like, just lie to your parents. That's the best idea. And then later on in the film, she's like, oh, you shouldn't have lied to them. It's like, you gave her that advice. And then every time you talk to her, she reacts like with the most over-the-top expressions ever. She's like, oh, I can't, like, blah, blah, blah. Something about my family's Indian and they won't allow it. And Keira Knightley's face is just like a Cheshire cat mixed with like a dot drawing.
Do you reckon?
He's like, woo!
Do you reckon that she and Monty from Big Fat Lie had like acting sessions?
I think they're
together?
sisters.
Yeah.
Here's the best way to describe Keira Knightley in this film with her face. It's like Natalie Portman and Uma Thurman had a kid.
Natalie Thurman.
Natalie Thurman.
I don't know why they take Uma Thurman's last name, but in my mind, yes, they do.
And why does like Natalie Jr.?
Natalie Jr. Yeah.
And who's the dad?
This is like.
I think Uma Thurman's the dad. Have you
Uma
seen
Thurman's the dad.
Have you seen her in Kill Bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, well, it makes sense in this universe because the last name is taken. So Uma Thurman is the dad. We've decided.
Oh, look,
this.
don't be so PC. Like,
Quite.
be different.
Yeah,
Why
Big
would-
Mac.
Why are we dragging Uma Thurman? through-
Because this film is so good, we don't need to talk about it too much.
She was in Gattaca.
She's been in a lot of things.
Who
we
was?
did Gattaca and Uma Thurman.
Oh, another boob scene.
Oh, yes. This film is obsessed with breasts and how small breasts are. Like, hers are, like, I guess, like, big? I don't know. Like, I don't know the measurement of breasts and how,
They're
like,
not
they're
big, but they're.
In comparison to, like, the other girl, who's, like, got 31. It's like a 3-point difference, and they're, like, these mosquito bites. Like, alright, calm down.
Mm.
How big are yours, chick measuring?
Cheap measure.
I can't see. I imagine they're decent sized because she's so judgmental about it. So if she didn't have ones that were big, I would say hypocrite.
Also,
Juicy mangoes.
juicy mangoes. So Pinky, the sister, is in The Good Wife. She's like the best character in the TV show The Good Wife.
Is she the good wife?
She's not the good wife.
Is she a bad wife?
I don't believe she's a wife at all.
So it's not a sequel.
It's a prequel.
Is she a significant amount younger?
Hounslow Central
Oh, look,
Station.
here's another montage.
I think over this montage is the Mel C song. I think
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
Mel C song.
You know what I love about this? I wrote montage makes friendships because they don't have a friendship that you see like in normal films, say like, you know, classic films like Big Fat Liar. They have scenes dedicated to them building up their friendship. This film is ballsy. This film says, you know what? No. We don't need to have scenes dedicated to that. We need just montages, because montage shows you, the audience, how these guys are becoming friends, because, you know, there's an argument in film that montage and flash forward / flashbacks and slow motion destroy cinema. But boy, does this movie prove that wrong.
What? No.
This movie proves that montages benefit cinema, because me, just the average viewer, couldn't understand that these girls could become friends if they just had normal scenes. But a montage really fed it to me that these girls are friends.
In bite-sized pieces.
In bite-sized pieces. You see, I love it when movies like this, these unappreciated masterpieces, they all interconnect in the way that, hey, we don't want to challenge you, the audience, and that's good, because I don't want to be challenged. I want to be told exactly what's happening in any kind of manipulative way, either via exposition or montage. So good one, Bend It Like Beckham.
Did you know that there's a dedicated fan base for shipping Jess and Jules?
Of course there is.
Is it called Bending?
Oh,
Well, that's the thing. The film was originally a lesbian love story, and they didn't change the title when they changed the movie away from it.
When it was originally a lesbian love story, was it still called Bend It Like Beckham? Or
That's literally what I just said. Yeah, it was still called Bend It Like Beckham, so
I
it's a
reckon
double
it should
meaning.
have- I reckon it should have just been called Bent Like Beckham. I mean, come on.
Bent like Beckham.
Yeah.
that casts aspersions across David Beckham.
So
Yeah, we
What
don't.
aspersions, man?
We
So
don't want
basi-
to cast any against you, Beckham. You're a solid guy with a not checkered background at all.
so we can rename this movie, I don't know, Convert Them Like Dave.
Like Dave. Dave is a serial converter. He's a horrible person.
We haven't talked much about the coach. What do we?
You mentioned him once.
Much,
To
just
be
said
fair.
much.
It's the coach. The coach is weird to me because, like, I imagine. I think Jonathan Rhys Meyers is a star in England at this point. I think he's a rising star in 2002.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I haven't tracked his career.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Shame
sure I
on
did
me.
Velvet Goldmine after this.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone did Velvet Gold.
Yeah, lots of it.
I like how just there he like made it seem like, is everything all right? Like, you know, really
Yeah.
serious, like he's being nice, and then he's like, no, well then you go run.
So, what were you saying?
So the coach, like, there's bits because he's a coach and coaches yell. There's bits where he's like yelling and he's like, you know, don't play like that again, Bamra, or some shit like that. But then the rest of the time he is so softly spoken.
Yeah. I don't believe him as a coach. And
You
that's a part of the magic of this film, because sometimes films have to remind you that they're films.
With their many montages.
Well, no, sometimes, like, for instance, we watched Just Visiting last episode, and it was so realistic to life, because that film was a documentary set in the 1100s. And it was so true to life that it actually, like, Bartek and I afterwards, we had to, like, take a moment to breathe because it was so realistic. But this film, you know, takes the opposite direction. Like, it's like, you know, we know it can be a bit too realistic at times, so we need to remind you it's a film with a montage or Jonathan Rhys Meyers. You know, because, you know, sometimes when you're watching a film, you don't want to be, you know, enthralled into its vivid world. You want to remember that it's a film at heart.
Yeah, and there are deleted scenes in this movie where Joe looks in the mirror and he sees his father, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be like this man. But when I'm coaching, I sometimes become this man, and I don't want to be like him, so I'm going to be like him. But I don't want to be like him."
And then does he, like, punch the mirror?
Well, you know, that deleted scene is what started the whole trope of punching the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, this film is very influential on others. Like, this
Look at his face.
This
Doing a
started
bit of
Keira
Keira
Knightley's
Knightley
career.
Look at his chin in that photo.
Look
Well,
at-
now they're covering it, so you can't see it.
I saw his chin. Isn't it like the red bow on the shoe? That's his chin, right?
There it is.
Midriffs went in the
Well,
tooth.
the
Look
tip-
at this fucking outfit she's wearing. Like, Keira Knightley, obviously. Look at it. Just, what's the shirt? Like, liquid ice cream, and it's like above her, it's like above her tit. I'm like, alright. And she's like wearing the bandana. And
Hold on, Ryan, real
It's
talk.
sports casual part.
Would you lick it?
What, lick the ice cream or her breast?
Would you lick anything?
Anything? Look, definitely.
Well, there you go. That's what this film's trying to tell you.
Lick Keira Knightley. All right.
I like the low quality of this show.
Well, it's a video. They don't have good recording.
I know. I said I liked it.
Get over it, Bartek.
I said I liked it.
You like lots of things.
Also, this little thing.
I like the
almost,
movie the mother was watching earlier.
This seems like a caricature of like American sport, American commentating,
Oh.
but I bet it is so accurate.
I think it's like how I think it is probably realistic. Like I think it's actually probably real footage and real commentators. Yeah. Oh, here's the thing that always like well, a part of the brilliance of the film, of course. What takes me out of the movie because that's good. I want to be taken out. Of it is they
Take
want to
me
go to America.
Phil, yeah, because they're just like, oh, we don't have anything like that here, and I'm like,
You're
soccer
England. You're
in
very,
America?
very well. But I guess women's soccer is pretty shit in England. I guess that's what it's trying to tell us. I do love how you could clearly tell, like, the mum's breasts. She's, like, wearing the bras that she
Yeah,
suggests
the pump
that
up bra.
the daughter should wear. So it's like, oh,
Would you lick
like
them?
mother, like daughter.
I like how
No.
the subtitles are making a point of telling us that the mum is pronouncing her name wrong, Jasminder wrong.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I was watching it, I thought she was pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, because they're just like Jasminder, because they're making fun of her. They're just like Jasminder, and like it's Jasminder, and
It's
but it's
not
so
much-
subtle in the way they say it.
Yeah,
It's mostly in the vowels.
And it's hard because she's got a pretty thick English accent. So I kind of give her a pass on the mispronunciation because she's got like, you know, the very socialite kind of yet chav-esque accent, the mum. So I kind of give her a pass, but they don't. What terrible people they are. Like this poor mum's trying. She's trying her
But
best.
she's being quite like casually a little bit like. I'd say racist, like, but not
How?
not
She's
with
just-
any. She's just like, oh, you're gonna be fixed up with a man, aren't you? Like arranged marriage.
I think we can summarize it as she's an embarrassing parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a cool mum. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Uh-oh. Lesbianism alert.
Jasmine
Uh-oh.
Jasmine, duh.
Lesbian alert. Beep, beep,
Oh,
beep. Oh, and this is when the film takes a wicked turn.
You know, in the
Which
original,
it'll take like 2 more times.
in the original version of this film, Jasminder's name was Romeo, and she's Juliet.
That's true, I read that.
I read that somewhere.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm thinking of Shakespeare.
No, this was written by Shakespeare, pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. Shakespeare was Indian.
I mean, Keira Knightley does like do period piece dramas, and I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah,
that this
she
is
does.
a period piece drama.
I think she was
As
actually.
in later on, or we already missed it. There is a point in the film, I think, where like the captain of the team mentions she has her period.
Yeah, she's already done the painters.
Yeah,
and
she's already
decorators.
like the painters are in.
The painters and decorators. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
so it's even
Which
worse.
is the best euphemism because that's exactly what happens.
Yep.
I think.
Great.
I think Keira Knightley actually was in a Bollywood movie about cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it called? Was it Pirates of the Caribbean 3?
No, it was.
And cricket.
Yeah.
I missed that montage.
Look, who knows what Pirates of the Caribbean 3 was really about?
That's the only one I don't really remember.
So, I love the scene. It has some of the great lines in it, like, you know, like the sister's like really pissed, but it has like one of the best lines from the mum in the entire film when it comes to like when they find out it was mistaken, and she like it's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like all these English girls, their hair is so short, you can barely tell them apart.
She just called Jasminder a stupid flippin' cow, but cows are sacred in
Yeah,
Hindu culture.
yeah, but they're Sikh.
Yeah, I realized halfway through talking, I'm like, oh
Yes.
shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I said Sikh earlier on, and his style turban, I do believe, is that of a
Yeah.
Sikh man when they're like in a high position.
Halfway through saying that, I was like, oh shit, I got it wrong.
I'm pretty sure they are Sikh, and like the guy on the wall that they pray to. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because earlier there was Pinky asked, like, he's not Muslim, is he? When she thought that Jess had a boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy over there saying.
Yeah,
Hindu.
and my friend who in real life is Sikh, he has like the same symbol in like they did
the
in their
car,
car.
yeah.
So yeah, they're Sikh. Here it is. Oh,
Sometimes these English girls have such short hair.
oh my god, but you just can't tell. She's
just
so,
can't tell.
She's just so emotional about it. Like that's an Oscar-winning performance. Right there.
Also, that is 100% true. Like, I cut my hair short relatively recently.
Your hair
and-
is short, yeah.
Thank you.
Shorter than mine.
Yeah. And
mine.
when I was at work, like this little girl, like really, really loudly, and like I wasn't serving them, so it was okay. It just goes to her mum and points directly at me and goes, "Mum, is that a man or a woman?" And then mum just goes, "Oh," and tries to play it off as if she's pointing to one of the pictures on the wall, and is just like, "Oh, I think that's," and then goes, "That's a woman, sweetheart." And then goes, "No," and points to me again, and then she's just like, "Come along, let's go," and just shoves her out the door. It was really funny.
Look, it's very hard to tell with you with the beard and all, but... You know.
I've such a long beard.
But I'm glad the woman could tell that you were a
Kids.
woman with the beard.
Kids point at me and like, "Mom, is that Zach Galifianakis?"
And you
like,
say, "No, I'm
that's
Jack Black." Well, love this. OH&S risk. The dad several times is like fixing up the house on the ladder with nobody helping to support him. And I thought there was...
Jasmine was
Yeah.
there.
No, and then just now no one
doing
was
it,
there.
yeah.
And later on, no one's there, and then later on, she's there again. I was expecting, like, oh, is there going to be an accident where he falls off the ladder, and it's just like, it's her fault because she was at training?
Well. Yeah. She said, "You were at training, you couldn't stop your dad from falling."
No, like, it's not beyond this film's capability to have that.
In the original version of the film, there was actually a scene where the dad's ghost haunts Jess.
Oh, God, he dies? There was no
Yeah.
scene where he died. He just shows up as a ghost.
No, he died. He shows up as a ghost, and he's like, "You shall avenge my death. It was your uncle who poisoned me."
You're so desperately trying to make this into Shakespeare.
What do you mean desperately? It's right there.
To be fair, there was some family drama in the movie I've seen with him recently.
Here's the money shot.
Hey.
Look at that. Like, that's the only time in the film where it's, like, really
Hey.
well lit. Like, that shot was, like, when you're like, we're watching a movie right now. But sometimes there's shots in movies where you're like, oh, that's definitely, like, a movie shot. Like, that's, like, really crisp looking and, like, really well framed. That was, like, the shot. And then the rest of the film's kind of just like, it's alright.
This scene here is significant because finally Jess has someone on her side that doesn't conform to the whole, pride of the
So
family thing, that
softly
actually
spoken.
looks
Yeah.
at... Sorry, what'd you say?
Sorry, he's so softly spoken. Like,
I can't hear him, even though we got the sound off.
but yeah, like this is the time where
Yeah.
Jess has someone in her corner.
Yeah, and it's a really nice scene for that reason.
And I, yeah, it's really nice, and also he's quite respectful, and like he makes an effort to be respectful.
He also makes the point later on that he's faced a type of discrimination of his own because he's Irish and not English.
And also his own family history. That's the wonderful thing about this film. It's all really about family at the end of the day. What it misleads the audience, which is great, about it being about friendship at the core. But this is really about family, the family structure, and how you interact within a family, and what can be and can't be, and stuff like that, and discrimination and stuff. But at first, when you look at the cover, you think, oh, it's about, like, two girls, and they play soccer, and they're going to be best friends, and they'll have a falling out, and that all does happen, but it's not really the center of the film. I would say, like, Jasminda is the main character, and then Keira Knightley is, like, a supporting character, like, not even, like, one of them. I don't find her a main character for, like, until halfway through the movie, until they go to Germany.
Also, when he's just like, "Oh, we're playing in Germany," she's like, "Oh yeah, cool." I'm like, "That's another country," but I forget that Europe, like,
Yeah, Europe
everyone's
is
going.
like, oh, it's just a stone's throw away.
Yeah, it's
Look,
like-
as Polish people, we know how it's really close.
Yeah, it's just like, shorter than Melbourne to Adelaide.
Yeah. Didn't take him too long to find us. Yeah.
So the father. So while we were talking, the father gave us his backstory and his motivation in the movie.
It's such a tragic backstory. Like, the dad, I've got to say, is the best actor in the entire...
Oh, without a
He's,
doubt.
he's pretty solid.
He sells every line that he has. The tragedy in his eyes and beard.
the tragedy in his beard.
The tragedy in his beard. You know that
And the
feeling.
towel on his head.
And the... Oh, whoa. Welcome.
Okay, let's not.
Welcome
baby.
to Bartek's ignorance.
No, seriously, he was also...
featuring racism.
He was also my favorite... Polish Colours. Polish Colours again. He was also my favorite actor in that Bollywood movie I saw.
Well, that makes it okay then.
Yeah.
That makes it okay. So if I just start making comments, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. I liked him in this. It's like, it's fine.
Hamburg!
There are about like
Humble.
2 things that have just said Hamburg on the side.
Oh
for
yeah,
no reason.
another montage, in case you're wondering.
To what song is this?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a mystery.
I think it was
Oh, it's,
Atomic.
It was like an 80s song, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably Atomic. All I know is Atomic by Blondie is in this movie, and I'm pretty sure it's like in a scene that isn't. I think it is this scene actually, because I'm remembering like her falling down and then her like Blondie saying "atomic," and I'm like, this doesn't match at all. Human centipede moment there. You missed it, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't miss it, but like they're playing. They do that. They're playing again. I'm like, why was that in there? Because it's like surely that's.
Are they?
like a
Yeah.
war.
Were they training in the middle?
No,
of a
it might be
match?
halftime.
Oh.
It's
but
the halftime show.
the
like
players do the
during
halftime shot?
during halftime you still do warm ups and you talk to your coach.
Yeah.
In that last shot there, the orange
Atomic,
referee
see?
guy.
Ah.
I was right.
The referee in like 2 shots ago, he looked like Chris Lilly.
Maybe it is.
Ooh.
Keira Knightley in this film is fantastic. I can't stop getting away because this is a film that kind of launched her into the general public eye in England, and then she did Pride and Prejudice, and then Pirates of the Caribbean, and she just has, and obviously Thunderpants, and she just
What?
has,
She in Thunderbirds.
she's in
Oh,
Thunderpants.
sorry, I take it
You have
back.
to-
We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, you did, and I was just like, oh, that's something that I'll probably.
Yeah, you have to listen to it.
In our episode of it, we called her Natalie Portman.
It was Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I know.
Natalie Knightley. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm confused.
So here is another great sequence in which it's like, oh no, are they gonna find out that she's a liar all along? I mean, when I say hate, I mean love. The liar revealed in films.
Whoa!
Whoa!
The front page story is body found in metal shredder.
Oh god.
It might be, you know.
In the original version of the film, it wasn't
Murder.
its plot point. You just mentioned there, like they found out, you know, they finding out she's in Germany.
Honestly,
At this point in that early version of the film, the mother goes full Rambo,
Yeah, and she puts people in metal
and
shredders.
and the front page story was a callback to an earlier scene where she went full Rambo, but obviously they cut it out, but they left that shot in.
Yep.
I did, like, you know, she's revealed to be a liar. She, like, the amount of times she's revealed to be a liar.
It's
in this film.
it's even more than Shrek. I really love the liar revealed because the good thing about liar revealed is it's a setup and then it's a poor payoff all the time. It never really pays off to anything. And it's good because Lie Revealed, especially in this film, slows the film down. She's got some serious nips poking out in that dress, might I add.
Mm-hmm.
But Lie Revealed always slows a film down, and that's what this film needed, to be slowed down a bit, because the montages were making it a bit too quick, and this club scene's a bit too party-esque, and, like, we needed slowing down for moments.
I like how they're all the girls are in, like, sparkly tops and, like, club attire.
Don't you
and
wear that?
I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah.
And
Sparkly
Jonathan
beard.
Rhys Meyers is in a slightly oversized black shirt that screams minimal effort.
To be fair, he wore a suit in the previous.
Yeah,
scene.
he's a minimalist.
He's a minimalist.
Like me.
Like how he talks to people. He'll just kind of talk and just stop and give minimal effort to try and regain the conversation. Like, look, he barely wants to dance. It's also because his buttons are undone, like, nearly, like, halfway down.
Well, he's trying to seduce us.
So
It's working.
I'm just wondering, like, is Keira Knightley wearing one of those pump-up bras right now?
No, she's obviously not wearing a bra.
I know, but it's just like her breasts seem a lot larger in this outfit than-
barely wearing a shirt. You can see her whole back.
I know, but it's like her breasts are somewhat larger
Those are
in
really
in,
large
in this
strings.
dress than in all of her other outfits so
I
far.
turn to you. Was the subtitles giving us the lyrics to the song?
Yes.
Yeah. It
Okay.
did it for Tommy because there's no other noise in the scene.
Well, no, there's plenty of noise in this scene.
Oh, so you just want subtitles be like garble, garble, garble,
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
which is what in the script. I'm pretty sure. Keira Knightley says garble, garble, garble. Tears, tears, tears. Look at her dance. She's getting pretty into it.
Was Keira Knightley ever on Sesame Street?
I'm pretty sure. She's
I think Natalie Portman was.
No, Keira Knightley, I'm pretty sure. Have you ever seen Oscar the Grouch?
Oh, dude,
Yes.
I love Oscar
She
the
was the
Grouch.
bin.
Whoa, so, dude, no wonder Oscar the Grouch loves trash.
Yeah, everybody's been in that bin. Yeah, so, whoa.
This is the scene where Jonathan Rhys Meyers throws her over the side.
While there's fire,
Look,
while there's
if
fire
I
in
was
the
a-
background.
Fire, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that the people, the extras in this scene, disappear halfway through.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
those two are leaving.
okay, well, they get to
Say
go
bye,
do
guys.
Baggity bang.
Baggity bang.
Look, if I was there and I saw this guy with this girl and she's like crying and she's stumbling all over the place and he's like, let me hold you, I'd be like, whoa, dude, calm down.
Also, we know she's 18 and I don't know if we know his age at this point.
I'm pretty sure like he's supposed to be like in his late 20s.
Goodness gracious.
Like
He looks younger than me. I'm 22.
He doesn't look that young though.
He does.
He doesn't look that young.
He doesn't. His voice doesn't sound young.
No, his voice sounds like, but his face, like, look at him pulling it now. Like when he actually pulls it, like, here's a great thing about Jonathan Rhys Meyers. He has a great acting style that's all in the face, which is he does the "I'm pretty" face, which is like. My cheeks are like my cheeks are slightly tucked in, like I'm obviously like biting my cheeks a little, and like my lips are pouted, so I look like a Ken doll. But when he actually reveals his real face, which he just did in this scene, you could tell his age. Like he's not as young as his pretty boy face lets you think.
He does have very Ken doll lips.
You want a piece of those Ken doll lips?
Not particularly.
Why not? It's Jonathan Rhys Meyers. You're thinking if it was Paul Bettany from Wimbledon.
Paul Bettany is something else.
The father's more handsome.
I like, best part is they had an entire bus ride from Germany and they didn't talk.
I know.
And then once you get off the bus, she's like, oh my god, Keira. It was like, oh, too late. Your parents are already looking at you.
I like how in one of the shots, like a woman had like a button fly, but it was a very short button fly.
2000s, different time.
Button flies are awful. Well,
They are.
I wish I could have some food like that cooked by people other than me.
By Archie Punjabi.
Yeah.
oh, are you calling out your girlfriend, Ryan?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
Why are they sitting in
Get
her...
out of your daughter's room.
Why are they sitting in her room?
She was collecting the plates. You can clearly see the
Oh
mother's
right,
holding
yeah,
them in
yeah,
her
yeah.
hand.
She's got, Grace is all over this.
Oh, I'm.
They're wearing
aware.
purple. We talked about that before. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Who's that on the wall?
I think I actually know that actor. I think that's Hrithik Roshan. Is it?
Oh, I thought it was Mel Gibson.
No. Oh, well, this is before he was a star, so I don't know. I'm
I
not.
thought it was Mad Max.
Goodness.
I thought,
Well, I'll ask my mum. She'll definitely know.
Bartek's mum knows everyone.
Dude,
She's been around.
when it's about Indian movies, my mum knows this stuff. Trust me. Wait a second, you just said a bad thing, didn't you? It took me a second to realise.
Don't worry. Don't worry, your mum's pretty quick on the game. Alright.
You're nothing boy, and I kick you with the pen!
That's not your mum at all. She's
That
a
was
lot
me.
kinder.
That was my true colours.
What? Screeching and hideous. I
Yes.
Like
agree.
a woman in Monty Python.
Yes.
Like Jack Black being a woman.
You're
I
a
agree.
very naughty boy. I didn't even like Monty Python, Jesus.
Oh, controversial.
Silence befalls the podcast after that comment.
Yeah.
Now back to the real. Oh, she's scrunching up the picture.
I love how it fixes itself.
Angst.
But her angst isn't strong enough because the picture fixes itself.
I love that it is from this point on. I just kept writing angst, like angst,
More angst.
angst, breasts, angst, the look.
Would you write
angst,
breasts? Would you write breasts?
breasts.
Yeah.
And slut jokes. There's a lot of slut jokes.
Oh,
in
where?
this
Where
film.
is it? Where is it?
Like slut jokes. Right.
Yeah.
Right above breasts.
Yeah.
Where
Next to
it
each
should
other.
be, I think.
Well, this is going on that shop for a while.
Yeah, so here's the thing. With some of the lines that Jonathan Rhys Meyers says, it indicates that he works at the pub there. Like, he works there. I didn't know that. Like,
It's a sports pub. Like
yeah, so he's a
sports
coach and he pours beers for himself.
And this is the drinking field.
The drinking field.
Field
Like,
for
this
drinking.
movie is very, very, very subtle. Like,
Subtle.
look at the colours here. He's wearing white because, he's innocent and pure. And
What about
she's
his
wearing
hair?
red because she's sinful, because she's full of lies. And
And they're standing in front of
there's
green.
a light separating them.
yeah. There's a light separating them.
Dividing
Heaven and hell, you might say.
And there are people kicking balls in the background.
Demon and angel. Paul Bettany and not Paul Bettany.
Paul
I mean,
Bettany's played an angel, hasn't he?
has he?
I think so.
I think he has. I watched The Avengers 2, and I'm pretty sure he's an angel in that.
Are you talking about the Vision?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's an angel.
Massive wingspan.
Massive wing. That sounds sexual for some reason. Don't know why.
Whose
So-
fault is that?
Yours.
Fair enough, I'll own it.
Yep. Earn it. So this film has a lot of things thrown at us, and that's I think out of all the films we've done so far, this, out of all the unappreciated masterpieces, deals with like some of the biggest, juiciest topics that you could with a film. It deals with family, friendship, betrayal, love,
Bit of
racism, sexism, homophobia, cultural understandings and barriers. That's like 9 things right there. And, like comedy. Comedy, is it a
I was
comedy?
about to say, this is like the first film that isn't very highly classified as a comedy.
Oh, I think it's funny.
Oh, there are definitely funny bits, but
This-
I wouldn't say comedy is the forefront.
This scene's got me in stitches.
Yeah, I know, and you got the abort joke.
Abortions, don't bring that up here too.
Oh my goodness.
In the original version of the film, there were abortions.
Oh no.
I didn't read that in Shakespeare.
I have a bit of a problem, and I.
It's
So-
okay, you can admit it to us. We won't tell anyone.
Excellent. It's a safe space. So Jonathan Rhys Meyers, like his character's called Joe, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. So Joe, in the movie, like they talk a fair bit about his dad. Like, is his dad just an asshole, or was his dad abusive?
No, I think his dad was emotionally abusive because his dad kept making him live out his dream instead of Jonathan Rhys Meyers' dream. So he forced him to play soccer over and over again, and like to the point where it was like emotionally abusive. Like if he didn't play soccer, he would be disappointed in him. So it got to the point in which he felt like if he wasn't man enough to play soccer, it would ruin his life and ruin his relationship with his dad, to the point in which he played with an injury that crippled him for life. So,
Just
but,
like
but
Ryan,
it is
his dad.
true. You bring up a great question because he does call him a bastard, and he does indicate like, nah, he's worse than any other dad ever. But he never really gets to the point of like, is he physically abusive? At the moment, I just felt like it was just he's very emotionally abusive.
Yeah. And then and at the end, Jasmine goes, "Oh, you should call your dad." I'm like, should he?
And then he did, and he didn't even indicate if his dad was fine with it or not. Like
He
he's-
did.
No, he's just like, I called my dad.
His dad was fine with it.
Like, no, it was he. We have to watch it. Like, I don't remember that being as impactful, and that's probably good because there's a lot of things impacting in this film. Like I said, there's lots of things going on, and with a film that's of a lesser quality than this, things with lesser quality than this, say like, well, what's a good example? Like 12 Years a Slave. A lesser film like that wouldn't be able to handle all of these kind of themes.
My eyes widened so much.
Because you agree. Wouldn't
Not an agreement.
handle
Not an agreement.
wouldn't handle as many of these themes in such a way that this film does.
In such a
Hence this-
fast-paced way.
No, it has its moments of slowness. Did you not see the club scene before?
So here we have the mother hearing about a plot point that was a legacy from the original version
Here
of the
we
film.
have Michael Palin eavesdropping in.
That's what I just said.
Oh, Michael Palin. Oh, God. And she looks so shocked, and she's just standing there like, goodbye, Mrs. Paxton.
Her hunched over stand kind of reminds me of like a PS2 character.
The dad is the only redeeming male character in the film.
Oh yeah, I think
What
he's
about
great.
both dads?
Well, the other dad is only redeemable in small portions, but as a character as a whole, he's completely like an angel of a guy. Like he is good through and through. Like he's accepting, he's understanding, he's willing to accept his wife's opinion and the daughter's opinion and his own. He's willing to try and bring everyone in the family together to be on even ground and understand each other. While the dad on the other girl's side takes a long while to get to that point because obviously he's a stricter guy and he's lived a rougher life, I guess, and and it's a part of the culture too. Things are a lot more strict than say this family is.
This family is the id, ego, and super ego in psychology.
Yep, I agree.
The mother is the id, the father is the super ego, and Keira Knightley is the other one didn't say ego.
Yeah, Keira Knightley in this film.
Because the mother is impulsive, the id. The father is kind of like the mediator, the super ego, and Keira Knightley is the ego, which is the other one.
Look,
No one cares
I love
about
this.
that.
George Michael's still a superstar, and you still listen to Wham. Like lines like that
Yeah.
make other films pale in comparison. I mean, Casablanca, Casawata, more like. I mean, we'll always have Paris. Nah, nothing in comparison to you still listen to
In
Wham.
comparison.
Oh.
Hey everyone, remember Tony? He's in this movie.
Oh yeah.
So drawing a blanket.
Oh, and that's enough.
This is the scene where Tony admits that he's a really big fan of soccer.
Yep, he's really big into the soccer players. Okay, this is something like, look, I think this is cool that they did this, but it kind of just feels like
It feels like it's shoehorned in a bit.
it's just dropped in there, like, oh, he's gay.
And he never reveals it to anyone else.
And that's why, and here's the thing that annoys, like, when I say annoy, like, look, we know, all of us here know that these are unappreciated films, and there's some moments in them that don't work. This moment does work, but there's elements that don't work. So when I say annoy, understand that I am talking in the general sense of just mild irritation, not that this ruins the film in any sort of way, but it does annoy me that the implication of him being gay means that that's why he's such a nice guy to her.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the only guy their age that treats her like a human being, and it's because he's gay. That's like the implication that I got from this film, and that's the implication I get from lots of films when it's revealed like that, or they have the gay best friend and whatever, and lots of bawdy films like this, especially British ones. It's like the only guy who treats her nicely is either the one that's madly in love with her and can't get her, or the gay guy, or the love interest, and even then less so. And I think that's like something that kind of annoys me about most films when it comes to this issue. Like, you know, this film tackles it as lightheartedly as possible, which is most likely a good approach to doing it. But at the same time, like Grace said, it does feel kind of just shoehorned in there. But that's good. Because, you know, sometimes this film needs just random things chucked in there to see if it works or not. And I feel like it kind of works.
I suppose this being in the early 2000s, like, probably is a reason it's sort of mentioned and not really dwelled on. Because, well, it wasn't that long ago. Like, it's fair to say that we've come a way.
Yeah, 13 years.
13.
Which is one more year than Trilogy of the Slave. So I guess the thing with Tony.
So who wins?
I guess the thing
The
with
slaves.
I guess the thing with Tony is that you have to read into the subtext to really get his character 100%.
Yeah.
Because you know, maybe he's not comfortable around men, and the only woman friend he has is Jess. I mean, what, he's gonna hang out with Pinky? He doesn't really seem like he'd be comfortable around her. So
Well,
it's
he
like,
does. He does.
He's saying bye.
Like,
He's
he
saying
does.
bye.
Maybe he's not plain cut just homosexual. Like, he does say that he does like love her, but not want to be married to her. Maybe like he's romantically attracted to her, but not sexually. I mean, it's not just look. Sexuality isn't just your average kettle of fish.
To be fair, for one reason or another,
And this film taught me that.
yeah, for one reason or another, I didn't get that he was gay until he straight up said, "I really like David Beckham."
I didn't
don't think
either.
he meant to.
I didn't either, and I feel like, yeah, it's not. I think that is something that's a plus. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then almost immediately after that scene, you got this scene here of him like straight up telling them, well, he's about to say it. Why would I have to say it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You could, because silence.
Here he
There's
is.
a lot of bandanas and
Why can't
coloured
you just let them
lenses
play
in
as
this scene.
footballers?
Oh, and they're like, whoa, misogyny, whoa.
Whoa.
It's pronounced misogyny.
I love this. This is great. This sequence, which you could argue is a montage, but let's not, because they actually have dialogue in it.
Yeah, it's important.
This is the only scene that I called a montage in my notes.
Really? Well,
I really
I did
like
too, actually. I liked it too. But I love the slow-mo and the real close-up shots of, like, Keira Knightley's face looking like she's just about to devour a baby bird. I mean,
I
she
don't
looks...
think you're allowed to wear glasses on the soccer pitch, are you?
You have to wear goggles, kind of thing. Like,
So
you
that we
can wear glasses. I don't think at this professional league amount, but like if you're just playing soccer, you know, on the weekend or whatever, you can. But usually the ones that kind of wrap around your head,
Okay.
and it's not advised because you know it will hurt.
There she is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, look at her face.
Spectacles McGee.
Spectacles McGee. Yeah,
There she
coming
is.
from someone with spectacles on.
Yes, I'm allowed to say it.
Yes. You're not allowed to be racist towards spectacles people. Only I am because I am one.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
I like how Jess's father is starting to see that he wasn't quite right about the whole things
Yeah.
not changing.
He's learning.
Because really, his whole...
I love the wiping the blood off the knee bit. Sorry, continue.
Yeah,
I love blood too.
yeah, it's yummy. Yeah, because pretty much
Decorators are in. Yeah.
his opinion is kind of in the past, because he's blatantly saying things that aren't quite true. Like, things are the same, but things are changing.
Yeah, he suffered a trauma.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this scene will go on and it will prove that his trauma was correct, because his trauma was primarily, or it was all about racism. Like, he wasn't allowed to play, not because he wasn't good, it was because he was Indian.
Yeah.
And this scene just proves it. Just right now, this chick is racist to her and has a go at her, and she gets in trouble because she reacted extremely. But the other chick doesn't get any trouble at all, even though she did the wrong. Like, her jersey is torn.
Yeah. Like, it's really horrible that she gets punished for reacting, because that's just bullshit right there. Yeah. But I had after this, I had a very serious conversation with my mum. I'm like, I don't understand what that word means. And Mum was like, well, in England, there's like it's a very serious slur, and you know, you're not, and if you're calling someone that, you're being horrible and you're being racist.
Yeah, and also, specifically the phrase also would refer to like people from Pakistan, and if you're Indian and you get confused with someone from Pakistan, that's also another layer of insult, because they don't really like to be confused with one another. Also, because in Pakistan, being Muslim is the main religion there, and Hinduism and Sikh is in India. But that just is my general knowledge.
Also, maybe we jump into conclusions about the girl that called her a Paki. Maybe she thought that Jess was a Pachyocephalosaur, the dinosaur.
Maybe she was asking her, like, pack it in, but she didn't get the words out right. You know what? This film is making me think, I feel sorry for the racists. Thanks, Bartek.
Yeah, I mean,
as someone who is Polish and had to suffer at the hands of racists, you gotta feel sorry for the racists.
Also, I know that in England there is prejudice against Irish people, and I know that intellectually, but it does bother me a little bit when she's like, oh, she called me this thing, and he's like, oh, I know, I'm Irish. It irks me a little bit, but because I don't know the background between and the prejudice experience.
Oh, it doesn't irk me, because it's like, if he was French, he could say the same thing. England has a real hatred towards the French, English.
Well, the French hate them as well.
Yeah, the English hate themselves. The French, the Irish, and Indians, because obviously, they ruled India.
Yeah, they can't share their toys.
And Ireland is that one place next to England that just says, screw you, we don't want to be a part of you, and we're Catholics, not Protestants.
Also, the dad in this scene where the parents of Pinky's fiance come to eat dirt, which is my favourite expression in the movie. The dad does so well, because the dad is seething. Like, the dad is so angry at Jess, and he manages to make it work and help Pinky out with mending fences with the parents. Yeah. And I was so impressed with that. What a great dad.
He's a solid, out of all the characters in the whole entire film, I believe him to be realistic. I believe he's a guy that is real. Not saying that the others aren't real. They are. Caricatures are real. And look, they're all really great three-dimensional characters, but I feel like he is beyond third dimension. He's just real to the bone. He's just yep, I'm not even acting.
Dude, in any day, I would back him over the villain in Just Visiting.
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty solid. I mean,
look, the villain in Just Visiting was faux tolerant. He's actually tolerant.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that this guy's one of the best actors in the universe, but guys, prepare yourself. Later on, when the credits roll, if you watched it to the end, he removes his beard and is Paul Giamatti the entire time.
Damn it! I only watched 5/10 of the credits.
Did you know that? Yep, it's Paul Giamatti. He is such a chameleon of an actor.
Do you know, Paul Giamatti is one of those actors who is genuinely very, quite good. Who's genuinely quite good.
He's an amazing actor.
But he's got a weird filmography.
You mean excellent filmography?
He was in Lady in the Water. Lady in the Water? Lady of the Water?
Lady in the Water. He was the saving grace of that film.
Oh, Saving Grace. There we go.
He was in that too, was he?
Also, what is with her and doing the second button on her shirt? It's like...
I like that's what you comment on. I like the emotional scene. Somebody wrote this film. Okay, that's okay. I can understand it being written. But somebody wrote a scene in which they go, Jasminda cleans her boots while tears roll down her cheek.
I think that's
Somebody
actually a good
wrote
scene.
that. Yeah, it's
That
good,
makes
but it's
sense.
also it's good, but at the same time, it's kind of unappreciated
Look,
masterpieces.
It's her being sad while she's doing the thing she loves. Or like a thing related to the thing she loves. She doesn't love clean shoes, she loves playing soccer.
It's like she's almost saying goodbye to
Yeah.
it, maybe.
Here's what I love about the coach. It's like you got two different characters. You wrote two different characters and just said, nah, it's just one character. We'll just mix the dialogue together. Because he is either ultra coach and not understanding, or not a coach and very
Whoa,
understanding.
the
Like,
lighting.
yeah. She just said to him all this horrible stuff. Like, truly horrible stuff. Like, I would have been torn up about it. And he's just like, I understand. But then later, like, earlier on in the film, like, someone's saying something, like, equally, and he's just like, no, go on 5 laps. You know, it's like, oh, jeez. Nips?
6, the number 6.
6 nips. She's a cat. Who knew? What a pussy. What is it with her wearing, like, numbers on the shirts? Like, I get, like, their
It's a sport
jerseys.
thing.
But, like, hers aren't, like, they're just shirts. Like, they're not jerseys. They're
That-
just, like, shirts. They're
Fun
just, like,
fact,
casual shirts.
That's actually a bit of a thing in, like, female early 2000s fashion. Like, around this time,
Yeah.
I was also wearing a lot of shirts with, like,
I do remember
86
that.
for
I
no
do remember
reason.
that. Is it, like, I thought, like, at least with, like, 86, it's, like, the year you're born kind of thing. Not
It's
you were
86
born.
was another
You're
year I was
not born that, but, like, Keira Knightley was. She was 85, actually. Because
She is
Jasminda
85.
is 10 years
She is
older
so
than her in real life. And she's supposed to be playing an 18-year-old girl. She's 28 years old.
28? 26?
26?
She's 26 in the real life. Of
Oh,
this
real
movie.
life?
Yeah, in 2002.
Oh,
Yeah.
2002.
Keira Knightley was 16. She was
Yeah,
26.
Keira Knightley's 16, which makes me feel bad.
You should feel bad. You should feel so bad.
Because
But
it's
also-
hard not to sexualize her in this film because they sexualize her so easily.
In your defense, you were 9.
No, but I mean now. Like, when I watched this yesterday, I was like, oh, you know, like, look, to be honest, Keira Knightley isn't someone I ever found that attractive, but in this film, it's kind of hard not to, because they're just, like, shoving so much of her
Also,
down your throat.
We did just see a show where her nipples were, like, quite
Yeah.
prominent through her shirt. Like,
Her
they're
nipples
not- they're
were
not
as
pulling
large
back.
as her breasts in how,
Well,
how
she-
far out they were.
So does it,
No.
Yeah, she has very small breasts.
was her point that she only wears like training bra when she's playing or something?
She wears it all the time.
Well, if
Well,
if you...
evidently not.
She's
No,
no,
you can
she's
still-
wearing one. She's definitely
No, you
wearing
can
one.
still poke nipples through training
Oh,
bras and
absolutely.
sports bras. Have you
Oh.
not got nipples in a bra?
Yeah, it's whether it has padding on.
You see, as a person with inverted nipples, I don't think about that
You
kind of
have,
stuff.
oh, that's right. Bartek has inverted nipples.
Really?
Yeah, and an outie belly button. Not really, but
No, I've got
just-
an innie.
and an innie penis. I mean, it's a bit weird.
It just sits on his shelf.
It's he's like, I don't see a problem with it. I'm like my dog.
I'll show it to you later, Ryan.
It's a red rocket.
Oh no,
What?
nothing.
Ryan, I'll have you know that I'm a cat person.
Oh, good. Says Keira Knightley because she has
Shout
6
out to my
nipples.
cat.
She's a cat
Shout out
person.
to Bartek's cat
Shout out
and
to
his mum.
Bartek's cat.
There's a video on YouTube of me watering my cat.
Yeah,
What?
wetting the pussy. Yeah. So this is an emotional scene in which the
There's a
mum.
barbecue in the background.
Yeah, they're barbecuing. They're having lunch.
No one's
They're
watching.
barbecuing. There's the plane.
And it's the exact same shot. That's
Is
what I
that a
love
Qantas
too.
plane?
Yes, it is because we're very popular. Qantas?
I like this shot.
We are Qantas.
Didn't realise you were CEO.
I am spokesperson of Qantas. Fly with us, cunts. There you go.
Fly with us, you cunts. Or fly with us, we are cunts.
Is this? Hold on, so in this letter, is it like an acceptance letter?
No,
to
it's
this?
her final results.
It's her A-level
So her
results.
A-level results. So when we did high school, you got like, I got band results. So like band 6 is the high results in New South Wales. So her like A, B, C, D, E, F.
This is sort of like her
So-
A-type.
No, E.
Oh, so this is like her VC
Yeah.
HSC thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically saying she got 100%. That means she'll be able to be a doctor or a lawyer, and that's what they want.
Okay.
And look, funny fact, she did go on to become a doctor because this actress went on to become one of the lead characters in ER.
Oh!
So she really lived up to her parents' dreams.
So in this
My
shot,
parents are big fans of me, so
like
bad.
spoiler alert, she goes to kick the ball.
And she kicks it?
Yeah, and I thought
Dream the dream.
And I thought she was gonna smash that window.
The montages in this film and the music choices in this film is so 2000s. And what I love about the 2000s is, thinking back about it, the 2000s have such a personality and identity visually. But when you're living in the decade of the 2000s, same with the 90s, to be honest, it felt like there was nothing other than like weaker versions of like the 80s and then like with the 2000 weaker versions of the 90s. But you look back and you're just like, oh, look at that headband. Very 2000s. Like everything's very 2000 in this film, to the music choices, to the outfits, to the slang.
They were
It's
butterfly
a little
clips.
it's a little funny how when you think back, it's like, oh, there was something about it, but like when you lived it, you're right. There was like kind of, oh, I'm just living.
You felt like it lacked an identity. Like
Yeah.
at the moment, I do feel like the teens at the moment really does have an identity, which is like, unfortunately,
But
the
also-
hipster movement.
Yeah.
He wrote that M very weirdly.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know how to write.
He
He's
could have done it in
Irish.
one stroke. But the thing is, I don't think anyone in the 90s really noticed what they were doing, did they? Really?
Denim was very popular in the 90s, but so was it in the 80s, but just it got higher waisted.
I feel like denim, just everyone overrates it.
What do you mean?
I don't like jeans.
Grace, as a girl with short hair and a beard, really loves denim.
Like, I'm wearing jeans right now. Like, I pretty much...
I'm wearing
live in
jeans also.
Oh, dude,
Grace and I are wearing the same
all
jeans.
my friends always wear
Yeah,
jeans.
they're like the really wide-legged ones. Like, we've got like two... We've got three-legged jeans. They're very,
No,
very wide.
I was just thinking like...
Oh, we both have the
we're-
same brand?
No, we're wearing the same jeans, but like he's got two legs still, but you're standing in in the back, and I'm standing in the front,
see.
and I'm standing on your feet.
Okay,
And
good.
you walk me.
let
and
me,
I tell you when.
Left?
I tell you when to turn, because I can see and you can't, because you're significantly shorter than I am,
Yes.
and you also have glasses, so you're vision impaired.
Very blind. I just keep getting blinder. It's not great.
so
What a
yeah,
shot.
all I'm basically saying is, if you look at my cover photo on Facebook,
I won't.
it's with me with a bunch of my friends,
I refuse.
and I'm the only one not wearing jeans.
You have friends.
Well, you're the only one
Oh.
not wearing jeans in this room.
Another montage.
Yeah, I'm wearing shorts because it's a warmer day.
And still montaging it.
I
That
like
ball
how
is flat.
Well, you don't like montages?
That ball is flat. Unprofessional.
Unprofessional flat ball.
Unprofessional.
So-
You don't kick a flat ball.
Of the 5 ladies we see here, not counting Jess, which one's your favourite?
The food.
The food is the
Fair
lady.
enough.
It looks
It's
tasty.
the woman
By
in
the way,
pink.
they were making samosas, and samosas are actually very
Yeah.
tasty.
Here's what annoys me about this film. When I say annoy, you know what I mean. It's great. This guy just keeps coming to the house and not knocking on the door. He just looks through the window. Like, they're clearly celebrating something. Go home.
Yeah, he knows.
Come back tomorrow.
I found this very intrusive because he knows the wedding is tomorrow. Like, he knows that. I found it quite intrusive. Like,
It's her. It's Pinky's day. Get over it, Coach. Let
Let her
it
have a day.
go. Let her have her night and day. I mean, seriously. And the dad is justified. It's like, what are you doing? If I was a dad, I would have actually grabbed him and moved him away from the house.
I like how he immediately goes
At the
into being
begin-
polite. I'm sorry to bother you like this. I'm sorry to look into your window.
At the beginning of the movie, he probably would have grabbed him and thrown him away.
But now he's a calmer guy because we realize he's Paul Giamatti and he's just a cuddly teddy bear.
he's developing.
Look at those eyes.
I
He's-
expect him to throw him out like Uncle Phil throws out DJ Jazzy Jeff in The Fresh Prince.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's not enough referencing. Fresh Prince. It reminds me a lot of the Fresh Prince. This inspired the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, actually.
There was a shot.
This was well after.
Yeah. Clearly, you haven't listened to our podcast because we, as a group here, have talked about that films like this can transcend
Oh yeah,
time.
because you talked about how
Big
Citizen
fat liar.
Kane- Yeah.
So pay attention.
I find
Listen up, please.
I find your jazz reference very funny because last week when I watched Just Visiting, there was a shot where the villain got thrown out of the house, and I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah. So, this film, in case others like Grace don't pay attention, this film, like many others, transcend time to the point in which they inspire things that were made before it. And it's hard because does this inspire the other unappreciated masterpieces? Which was a debate in our last episode a little bit. It's like, can this inspire Just Visiting, and can Just Visiting inspire this? Can they coexist and inspire each other? Or are they so masterful that they cannot be inspired by anything else and can only inspire other things? That's what is really brilliant about these films. They make you think.
And they make you come.
Oh.
Yep, looking at his cold, dead eyes makes me come. Definitely.
Looking at his oversized denim jacket's giving
Is
me
it
some
oversized?
feelings. I feel like all of his clothes are, because that's sort of a 2000s thing. And also
wearing
he is
baggy
quite
clothes.
slender.
Is he?
Yeah, he's quite...
Slender Man. There he is.
He's a slender... There he is. No face. Jonathan Rhys Meyers is Slender Man. You heard it
I
here
don't really
first.
like Jonathan Rhys Meyers as an actor.
I don't think I've seen him in much else.
I've seen him in crap.
Would you touch his ear, Ryan?
His ear's not big enough.
Would you touch Jess's ear? She's got an earring.
I'd poke the earring, definitely.
What about Keira Knightley's ear?
She does have good-sized ears.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you've been looking at her ears and have a reference for her ears.
I've been looking at a lot of her and then remembering she's 16 years old in real life.
Stop that.
Here's the thing, it's that Harry Potter thing, right? Of what film is it okay for you to start thinking that the actors are attractive in a sexual manner? Like, what film is it okay for me to be like Emma Watson? I was about to say Emma Thompson. Emma Watson is bangable, or like I could be like, I want to see her naked or whatever. And it's that argument of it's kind of hard because Goblet of Fire, she's in that sexy dress, but she's also 16 years old.
Well,
Is Goblet of Fire, is that a sexy dress?
It is somewhat sexy compared to her other outfits because Hermione doesn't wear outfits like that.
She doesn't wear outfits.
No.
well, Ryan.
She had fur in one of them, remember? When she was a
Oh, yeah,
cat.
she was a cat. That's not
Well,
bad.
Ryan, are you watching these movies now, or are you talking about when you first
Yeah,
saw them
'cause
and when
when
you
you
were
were-
younger than her?
Both.
Because-
No, I was saying, we're the same age, aren't we?
No, she was like 13 in 2002 or something.
Weren't.
Yeah, because when they started, I was the same age, and then I think I got older, and they sort of only aged at a weird pace. And it was fine because we were the same age as them, but like now that is not okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because now, along with this film, we grew up with it, so we can kind of go back in our mind. But also, it's like, now.
So younger version of us.
Yeah, but also it's kind of like that thing where it's kind of hard to remember you're thinking about the younger version so because you're thinking about the current version. So like my big question is it okay for me to be sexually attracted to Keira Knightley right now in this film?
No,
Well, I mean,
I think so.
what's
I
gonna
think not.
16 is a consenting age.
come?
Yeah, but she cannot because she's in a movie.
breast.
What?
She cannot consent because she's in a movie.
But if I was in the movie, like how am I going to have sex with a movie?
Well, Ryan, the thing.
You'll find a way. That's what I'm worried about.
What, the DVD disc with the hole?
Oh no.
Look, Ryan, what's gonna come of you being attracted to this image of 16-year-old Keira Knightley playing
Nothing
an 18-year-old?
good.
Come.
But like literally, what action will you commit that's like what? You go up to Keira Knightley and says, "I liked you in this movie. I want to have sex with you." She's like, "Cool, I'm older than you. I've passed the age of consent. Whatever."
Yep. Let's hear that conversation. Yep. I don't know. Like it's just a thing where like movies take you into a different world where you kind of remove reality away from it and you think of it in the moment, but then you have to remember like she's 16 years old in this film. Is it okay?
No, it isn't.
And
I'm
then
telling you.
it's
Ryan,
consenting age.
You've asked, and that's all.
Ryan, just be attracted to Jess already.
She's not as good looking.
That-
She is so much. She's so much better looking than Keira Knightley, I reckon.
In this film, I think if I saw her in other things, like it's just so hard because Keira Knightley's just being flaunted all over the fucking shop, and it's kind of hard as a guy not to just be like, oh boy, Keira Knightley's. I mean, her sister's hot too. The
Pinky.
Pinky's
Yeah.
hot, but we don't see enough of Pinky
The
action.
Good Wife, she's hot.
So is she hotter though?
Hotter than who? Keira Knightley? Or
Then
Jess?
both. Everyone. Is she? Who's the hottest in the film?
Jess is very good looking.
The father.
The father is pretty banging. I feel like I have to look at the older sister now because like she's the only other female character that's of a good age to be like because the others are like older women who are covered up in lots of
We don't
wraps
see
and
much of
stuff.
her, but there is Mel, the
Captain.
your captain, yeah.
We did see her breasts a little, so win. And we saw tattoos, win-win. I mean, I'm not into tattoos as much, but we'll get what you can in a movie. The dad has softened up. He looks like a little puppy dog. There's some dancing in this sequence that is just brilliant.
Oh, dude, if you watch
It's really enjoyable.
Dude, if you watch Bollywood movies, like
No.
this did nothing for me because I'm so used to it in Bollywood movies.
Oh yeah, I know, but I can't remember if we've missed it already. I think we have. But there was this guy who was trying to dance with her, the main chick, and she didn't want to dance with him, and then he was like, he looked
He just
disappointed.
picked her up or something?
No, yeah, he picked her up, and then
He
looked
did the
disappointed.
heart thing with his shirt?
He did the
Yeah.
heart thing on
I
his
saw
shirt.
that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was just like, that's a move people need to pull more.
He gets Grace. You hear that, guys? Doing the heart palpitation things gets Grace going in dance moves. So
Gets
there
me
you go.
going far away.
Earlier in
Are you
Bye.
sure? far away to your apartment later.
Earlier in the movie when we saw a picture of the guy on the wall and you're like, who's that? And I took a guess. The guy that I mentioned is actually one of the better dancers in Indian movies.
Oh,
So if you check out one of his movies...
There he is. There's the guy. The guy that just lifted him up. That was the guy who did the heart thing. He's just like a dickhead in this whole entire sequence, and I love it. I love how randomly there's like a fight scene in here.
Yeah,
Between,
and it's
like,
never
the-
explained.
That is actually, if you pay attention in a scene coming up soon, it's kind of hinted at.
Okay.
In the scene where the mum goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because the
Okay.
camera guy is having relations with a chick.
those
No,
headbands. I
what?
need to know what they're called, but I had so many of those in many different colors.
They kind of look like a
They're like
fishnet on someone's
weird
head.
accordion material. Yeah,
Accordion material?
accordion material. Yeah, because it stretches.
Oh, I see what
Oh, I thought you
Kinda
were
like
like
chain-
piano accordion. And
Yeah, it's a piano accordion. Like whenever
Kind
you
of
move
like
it, just goes.
chainmail.
That's all I hear from Keira Knightley's mouth. It's
Here's the
It's
scene.
like a Weird Al song.
It's like whinging.
Alright, so here she's in the bathroom. When she turns around, she
Jasminda.
reacts, and then you see what she reacts
And
to.
it's the camera guy. No, it's
No,
not
it's
even
not
him.
the camera guy, but these are the people who fight the camera guy.
That's the dude with the holding up who.
Oh yeah, he's
Is
the
that him?
asshole. Yeah. But why is he getting in a fight with the camera guy later?
I think it's implied that the cameraman recorded them, and it's
Oh wait, so that moment where you're following the mum, was that the cameraman following her into the bathroom?
Bit meta there.
No, I mean it. Is that legitimately what happened
I
just
don't-
then?
I don't think a cameraman would be recording an upset mum during a wedding and
No.
following her
In
into
a
a
toilet.
bathroom.
No, you're
Yeah.
wrong, because did you not notice his
wrong.
character? Because he was recording everything and people like, don't record that. And he's like, no,
Yeah,
you gotta
I
have
also-
everything.
I
So-
also noticed about that character that he's very much into the
Indian
style
tradition?
of an Indian tradition, so he wouldn't follow a mother into a bathroom.
No,
Because what's he expecting to see? Oh, she's going into a bathroom. She's going to pee?
no, she's looking for the sister. But no, he is kind of like that, but then he isn't. He's a bit of a contradiction. He's like, Indian brides don't smile, but he's also like, I've got to capture everything. And he's like going into the kitchen and stuff, and people like cooking, like he's in the way. So if anything, he's a major contradiction in terms. Because like you said, there is that element, but like I said, there's this element. So I don't actually know, but I feel like, how does he get into the fight with this guy later? Like, what was the argument?
Well, look, whether
Oh,
he...
hang on. This is the moment where she must bend it much in the manner of Beckham.
the title.
convert it like
Look
Dave.
at that hairstyle.
Sorry,
Look
continue.
at Keira Knightley's hair. It was just atrocious.
Oh yeah, she had like these two little bits.
Like as if they would be in your eyes the whole game.
Now,
Oh,
if
here's
you
the
saw-
trailer. Here's the trailer shot.
If you saw this while you were playing soccer, do you reckon you'd be able to get past them?
I'd just kick him.
I reckon I would recognise that I was in the middle of a breakdown.
Yeah.
On the
Her
pitch.
sister. No, you know what? In that outfit in particular, I think her sister's pretty hot.
Her sister. Is
I have to
very
admit,
attractive.
that
That outfit makes her look pretty banging.
Yeah. It's a very traditional kind of Indian
Yeah,
thing that you have
and
in
I
Indian
guess it's a
movies.
traditional yum yum outfit for me when it comes to the sister.
This is. Oh.
I like how Keira Knightley like doesn't look at her reaction. She's like licking her lips. What was that about?
Honestly, I don't even know if that was Keira Knightley.
No, it was.
Because, I don't know, she didn't have the headband thing.
What
accordion.
She did.
Wham, wham.
Oh,
Yay.
lifting people up, and it's like they lift her up. Keira Knightley's face in this is just all over the place. It's like just so animated, and I love it. Because when I think of Keira Knightley, I think of very calm, collected, kind of, if anything, lacking of expression.
I think of her yelling with her chin.
Yeah. We
We had a conversation about that.
We're gonna
She
have a
just, like-
conversation when she starts yelling about lesbianism, but Keira Knightley does yell chin first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to say that in a few minutes...
Oh, this is really nice when they wrap this up.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, I do like how they pointed it out. Like, I don't understand this, but I'm getting involved. So, earlier in the film when they called Jess a V, I said I was going to come back to it soon, and in a few minutes I will come back to it.
come back.
Because we said that her being called a V was foreshadowing.
Yakety yak, don't come back.
Yeah. And the thing that's foreshadowing to is in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So, right here in this very short span of time, the coach just said, good job, I liked it, you get a scholarship.
Yep.
Mm.
And look at Keira Knightley's face. She's
She
like,
is
oh my
stoked.
god, I'm gonna get laid in America. Woo! Like, she's over the moon about everything about it. She's like, I'm gonna get in America, I'm gonna be the best player in the world.
Oh, there was a plane.
So the kiss just then was very much like a
Just a casual peck.
yeah, like a friend, like.
Look, I don't kiss my friends on the lips, but I'm a guy, so I guess I can't say, Grace, as a woman, do you just do that?
I have done it, but I don't do it on the regular. Like,
Yeah.
I don't...
Is it acceptable?
It is acceptable, but, like, very much, like, in the situations, like, you read the situation. Like, I don't do it with my really, really close friends. We just kind of settle for a hug, which in some ways is a bit more intimate.
Yeah, well, it could get more.
How dare you?
What?
But yeah, like, there are friends where we have, like, kissed on the lips, or you do that thing where you touch cheeks and you both mime kissing, which has always been a bit odd to me, but is quite nice.
This guy's motorboating like this. This guy's motorboating like a 50-year-old woman. This guy's just up for anything, really. He's kind of like the hero of the story.
He's not. I love how into it the dad just... He did, like, the dad did a little bit of dancing. I'm like,
And then he's like, he's fully into dancing now. Like, oh, I love... What do you think of this, guys? Like, the mum is so distraught that the confirmation now that she's a lesbian. Like, she already knew, well, at least thought she knew, but now she's seen a kiss and she's, like, breaking down.
I think she's more... Like, she's obviously distraught at, like, the lesbianism and all that, which is just horrible. But also, she's also distraught that... Because she thinks Jess broke her heart and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, she's a good mum.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. The fight. Well, like, what's happening? Like...
Yeah, so those two were
were doing it, but, like, why are they fighting him? Did he actually record it or not?
He must have.
Well, I mean, why would it be the cameraman that they
No, but
fight,
that's what
if
I mean.
not for the fact
But
that he recorded something that they didn't want him to record?
It's not so clear until we have to watch it a second time in a row.
Yeah, I know that, but this is the only conclusion
I like
I
how
can
he
come
goes into
to.
the fetal
Like, we
position.
spend quite a bit of time on it for not really knowing what it's about.
Here is the best scene in the
Thank
movie.
you. That's my exact point. And Bartek's like, well, it's obvious. It's like, well, no. Not till we actually start to think about it. And in movies, when you're watching it, you don't necessarily break down and think about it within the moments. And if you're watching this and you just finish the film, you may not remember that moment because it is a glimpse of a scene, but also it is long enough for me to be like, what was that about?
I was just looking at the facts. Also, this is the best scene in the movie.
It's so rude, though. I get really annoyed.
I'm annoyed that she's even there. It's not even her sister. Like, it's like, she's not even friends with the sister.
No. But, like,
The mum.
when my brother got married, like, I invited my friends because it's more like company there.
Yeah.
Cause,
But
like,
do your friends know your sister?
I don't have one, so no.
Oh, sorry, your
my
brother?
They know of him, like, they've met, but they don't really know.
Like, these two have never met. Oh, there it is. The classic.
Get your lesbian feet out of my shoes.
And she's like, oh no.
Yeah, she was one of mine. I thought she was a Pisces.
That was the same old woman who made the sex joke earlier in the film. And then someone's like, I thought, she's not Lebanese. What?
Yeah.
How could... Oh, this...
This is a really lovely sister moment where the sister pulls her into the car and is just like, hey, get your head on straight.
Yeah, the sister is really tolerant, actually. Like, there are moments where she bitches and calls her out and, like, narks on her. But I feel like it's completely understandable. And I think that's what they nail in this film is the understandable, relatable characters.
When she dobs her in about playing football, I got so angry because there is a code of siblings that you do not
Yeah,
do
but
that.
in all fairness, she's ruining her life right now. Like,
But,
this was
like-
after the understanding that the wedding was called off because of her going to soccer.
But that wasn't her
No,
fault.
no,
that was
it wasn't
that
called
was
off
the
at that point.
that was the old people thinking, oh,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
kissing a
No, it was before
guy
that
or
she
whatever.
dubbed her in. It was
Oh, yeah.
before. It was when they were just like, she was showing her legs, that one. That's after
Oh,
that she
right,
dubbed
yeah.
her in. And like, I have loghouse secrets from my brothers that I will take to my grave.
Until
Like
this
what?
podcast.
No.
Ah.
Because
Look, here it is, guys. She's
What?
about to do Keira Knightley yelling. She's just like, all chin.
Oh,
and all
she's
like
just-
her teeth are
Joe,
trying to
go back,
escape
Joe.
her mouth. Like, look how pouty she is. Like, I'm angsty. Like, oh, there's nothing wrong with... There's no big deal about being a lesbian. And like the mum's like, I've got nothing wrong with it. Like I'm not against it. Like this person's lesbian. I thought it was alright.
Who knew Michael Palin was such a bigot?
Well, they are. He's very posh. But I just feet. Yum. Keira Knightley just yells with her chin, and to me, she looks like, you know, in Alien, when like the alien's mouth like pops out with like the Minnie Mouse. She looks like she's trying to do that, but she's a human or a lizard pretending to be a human.
Lizard in a human suit.
Lizard woman. That's the next one. Bend It Like Lizard Woman. And it's got a picture of Keira Knightley yelling. And it's like, oh my god.
It's almost like her jaw is trying to detach and attack the person she's yelling at.
And she's just so articulated. She's like, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. It's like, okay, we get it. You can act.
We understand.
You can try to act.
Yeah, try. What do you mean try? She's doing a stellar performance.
He said, come with me. And then he leads her into the room.
Oh, wait.
So it was like it was tricking you into thinking it was a sex joke, but it's not.
I don't know if it was trying to do that.
Hey, look, there's a platter there of food. Has anyone touched any yet, Bartek? Keep an eye on the scene for us. Oh my god.
The guy in the background's watching it for me.
Oh.
The guy in the photo, I mean.
I think this is a bit of a dick move, actually.
Yeah, I was a bit unsure about it, but I completely understand why he does that.
Yeah, I understand.
I do too, but I just find the fact that she shuts it down immediately, be like, oh, well, okay.
It is a pointless scene. But no, it isn't, because, like, it shows that she's done with lying. Because she's been doing nothing but lying in the entire film, and now she's like, no more lies, Tony. We're not getting married because you're gay. Oops, sorry. I can't be like Grace and keep secrets to my grave. I do like how it never is revealed that he's gay to anyone else other than her.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
You agree with me of a fact that actually doesn't happen?
Yep, like I agree it's good.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen in the final version of the film. It happened in the original version.
In the original version called, what was it? Bent Like Beckham. The story of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, convert it
# Hamlet.
Convert it like Dave starring Romeo and Juliet. And Rambo Mum.
And Rambo Mum.
She was, she going Rambo was like taken up to 11 when he revealed that he was gay.
I like how you know, it's really smart that the family doesn't like her as much because, like, on the pictures on the mantelpiece there or whatever it is,
Yeah, she's not there.
she's not in them.
Where's Jasminda?
She's like the grandmother or something.
I
or
never
the
noticed
aunt.
that.
Yeah, I just noticed it now because this scene is so engaging that I had to look at the background.
Are they old photos of like before she was born, or are they current
No,
photos?
they're current photos. Like the current photos of the sister, of the mum and the dad, and like the grandma, but none of her. And it's just like, oh, she's not loved. It's a chavs again.
It could be like an elder child, like a youngest child thing, because like there's a lot of photos of my brothers, and there's like a bunch of me, but not many.
Have you seen ya?
What?
Nothing.
I'm the older sibling, so...
Slight dig at like who
How
wants to take a
dare
photo of you.
So rude. You
Is
break
it because her
the
glasses like shine the flash of a camera? Does that happen?
These ones are like have a coating on them so they're non-reflective because it's easy for driving.
Yeah. But other ones when you grow
yes,
up?
it does happen, which is why you can't have them in passport photos.
You guys are talking over a heartfelt scene.
I'm sorry, I'm feeling it in my heart.
Oh, okay, cool.
I let everyone know that he just touched his nipples.
Yeah, the dad.
No!
Me. And remember, they're inverted.
So he's touching nothing. Yeah, Grace, don't need to talk about how the dad's touching his nipples, alright? We don't know what Paul Giamatti's acting style is to get into character.
What he needs to...
He needs to milk himself, yeah.
Oh! That is a horrific image. Oh, you leave Paul Giamatti alone.
I can't, he's such a great actor. He keeps appearing in these films. We miss you, Paul. Come back.
Paul Giamatti, maybe you want to, be our guest on the show sometime?
Yeah.
We know you're listening.
Wait a moment. Grace, what's that on your neck? Oh my god, it's a mask. Oh my god.
Okay, now go up to the microphone and yell, Paul Giamatti!
Oh my god, it's a mask. Paul Giamatti!
I can't think of what Paul Giamatti talks like. Because,
I'll give you an idea. He talks in a mixture of William Shatner meets Boston shouting. He kind of like, he'll be like, Hey, Jason Shepard, how are you? That sounds more like Jason Alexander then.
He's a bit squeakier than you would think.
He is squeaky for a tubby guy, yeah.
Squeaky for a tubby guy. Are the tubby people?
There is this argument online that I was looking at Paul Giamatti. This is unrelated to Bend It Like Beckham, but stick with.
Yeah, like
There's an
everything.
argument of, is Paul Giamatti fat or is he just a schlub?
Schlub.
He's a schlub, but people are arguing that, he's fat. Just because he's a guy and he holds it different to a chick. If a chick was the same build as him, you would say she's fat.
Well, yeah, probably, but like we do.
But Paul Giamatti's above genders, so there you go.
Paul Giamatti's above Homo sapien.
He's Homo Giamatti.
That could be Paul Giamatti. There's your biography/autobiography title.
Told you about.
And then you have a picture of the evolution of man.
And the last one's him being blue.
And it's him looking disappointed in you.
Guys, we're talking over a heartfelt scene.
Oh, look, the spinning camera.
Spinning.
What's she looking at? Her lines, probably.
The planes.
Cue cards right above her face.
Cue cards
On the
saying,
planes.
Bit of a clunky fade.
Yeah, well, look, this film's all about clunks.
What about clunks?
We're not going to review
Are there going to be
the
planes? Are there
clumps.
going to be planes?
Oh!
Yeah! And more!
Ah, the exhilaration. What is it with
Like half the
planes?
family work at an airport.
Dude, I really did not pay attention to there being this many planes in the movie. Just every time there's a sky, I'm like, are there going to be planes?
Hey,
And
we
there are.
completely didn't even talk about, the climax. Who cares? She won the game. Good for her. And now they're going to America. Look, we
There
didn't
he
even
is!
get...
Portable him!
Hey, you didn't talk about the V line. You said, the line was...
I did.
What was it?
It was, I
If
thought she
you-
was a Pisces.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Oh, that was the
paid
relation.
attention.
I didn't think that was connected in any way. I didn't see the connection. I just think it's just a really good line, and he's just like, I've got to bring it into the light. Look at what a punsy run he has for a soccer player.
Well, his knee's
With an
bad.
injured knee.
Oh, his knee's bad. What's wrong with his arms?
Also, in the shot where she's walking up, he slows down, and then in the next shot, he's at full speed again.
No, I get he has a bad knee, but does his arms need to flail
He
about?
does work in the bar. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
no,
thought you were pulling that out of your ass.
No, it's a fleeting line,
No
no
more
more
pulling
pints for me.
pints,
And I'm like,
yeah.
is it either that or he's Irish and he drinks a lot?
He says pulling pints, which is the action of pouring.
well, maybe he pulls them out of his ass like you
If
thought
he's-
I did with
Yes.
that idea, you
So,
bitch.
If he's really...
Jeez.
If he's really Irish, where's his leprechaun uniform?
It's
If
underneath
you-
his green eyes.
Ah.
He
okay.
he holds it in the bags under his
No,
eyes.
they're more blue
You
eyes,
unzip
aren't
them.
they? They're kind of hazel, if anything, because he has blue eyes, but you see tinges of green there, or just tinges of yellow.
Mm.
You know what,
got-
Grace? You were right. Jess is kind of pretty.
What do you mean, kind of pretty? But thank you, I am right.
She's all right.
She's so good looking.
She's got that scar on her leg.
Kind of
hasn't
reminds me of an Indian friend of mine. She's also pretty.
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 Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. Oh my god, Dad,
Alright,
it's
and here's the
backwards.
guy.
Is it actually him?
Like how David Beckham saves them.
He's
from,
walking
like-
backwards.
He cox blocks them.
Mm.
He's like, oh my god.
No, he doesn't, because if all the relatives in the family saw that would be a bit like a fight at the airport. But he basically,
Hey guys, nose rubbing. They've just kissed for the first time. They're already at nose rubbing stage.
Nose
Jesus, they move fast in England. The Irish move pretty quick, if I gotta be honest. I love... could you imagine a sequel to this where it's about her trying to convince the family it's okay for her to marry him? Because that's what they're kind of indicating. He wants her so bad. It doesn't matter about the battle that they'll have with the family. And in the sequel, the dad doesn't have a beard anymore. It's just Paul Giamatti. And he doesn't even know. He's like, look, I tried once. I didn't get the Oscar. I'm not going to try that hard. It seems to work for Matthew McConaughey, so I guess I better give it a go. And he leans against a wall and he's like, all right. Hey, that's a good point. Does her belly button thing go off in the metal detector? Bartek brought it up before.
I think it might be a bit too small.
No.
I've had pretty small things go off.
Me
with the metal
too.
detector.
Me too. The freeze frame finish.
Look at her hand.
And
Look at that
Keira
one
Knight-
finger.
And here it is. I wrote this in my notes. A montage for the final time.
Nice.
A montage to top it all off. It's like a little montage strawberry on top of the montage cake, covered in montage whipped cream, and somewhere in there, a speck of plot is in there somewhere.
And the painting is saying bye for the last time.
And he's like, bye, she's pregnant now. And he's played cricket, and that was pretty shit. Move on up. And like now he's playing cricket.
Because Joe can't throw for shit.
Joe is Irish, so they don't really
Remember,
play
he's
cricket
got a bad
well.
knee, so he can't throw with his arms.
Yeah, well, it's not as simple as that.
Also,
Look at that kid in the background. Even he's better than Joe.
Did Jules and Jess because at the end she was kissing Joe.
Yeah. She
Joe,
didn't give a
Jules, and
shit.
Jess, Jesus Christ. And then Jules looks back and she's like, oh yeah, did they resolve that? Because I know they had a bit of a fight about it. She's like, oh, I wouldn't have, it was a mistake.
No, she just did the I didn't
It's
kiss
playing-
him. She did the I didn't kiss him.
Well, she hadn't at that stage.
Oh, what's up with this ice cream truck and the music being like
Idyllic
forefronted?
suburbia. Yeah.
Yeah, idyllic suburbia, like things are back to normal now.
Oh, is that... Okay, I went over
That
my head.
or like we love ice cream.
I fucking love ice cream.
Dude, cookies and cream ice cream? Boom.
And then
It's
to
cookies and
really
cream
end the
ice cream,
film,
I'm so excited.
dancing / bloopers. And in it, Keira Knightley swears. She
How
says
dare
like she says like fuck or something, but
Good
they
on
bleep
her.
it, of course.
Nice.
Nice. I agree. Keira Knightley looks wasted in the outtakes. Like, she looks like she's out of it. Like, look at her. She's like, I have to sing? Ugh.
I like it in the subtitles I had. It's just like they all try to sing in Hindi. Like, oh my goodness.
I love it. Like, so many of them are topless for no reason, too.
Oh, when you're in England and you're filming, you often just I don't need this shirt anymore.
Does England get hot in the summer?
Well, to the English, yes.
But to the
Us,
Australian...
No.
See, I thought her 1969 shirt was like a reference to like, some big soccer event happened probably in
Oh,
1969.
man, moon landing. And Destroy All Humans 2.
Yep.
The only
Yeah,
two
man,
things in
was being irresponsible
1969.
that night.
That and yep.
All right.
I guess that showed he was gay.
Mm-hmm.
That sequence there. Oh,
Oh, belly buttons.
the
He
one
liked it.
the one who like the captain who actually showed her boobs in the bra when she pulled up her shirt, she pulled like the collar down because she was too embarrassed.
Well, I'm not gonna
Oh,
do
she
it.
swears. She's like,
There's only one boob show in my contract.
I like how they
Thank you very
cut him before he even starts. Like, get off, Jonathan. You're terrible. Oh, they mean to credit Paul Giamatti, but I guess that's his Indian name.
Oh, stop it.
No. I like how she's there, like, she was such an important character, but, like, the parents are lower down in the list.
Well, Frank Harper's in like 3 scenes.
What do you mean? He's the dad?
The dad, yeah.
No, he's in heaps of scenes.
Jules' dad.
Yeah.
He's in my heart.
He's at, like, pretty much every soccer game scene. He's
No,
in the
he's
crowd.
Is he in the crowd?
Yeah, he's in the crowd for pretty much, like, let's say, for argument's sake, there's 6 soccer scenes.
Mm-hmm.
He's in at least 3 of those scenes.
I thought he was only in 2.
No, he's in a lot of them, and
Like
he's in a
the
lot of
one
scenes.
with-
Like, there's lots of scenes with the mum, and the dad's there comforting her and talking to her. He's in a lot of scenes actually.
I know he's in a lot of scenes, but I didn't know.
He's
about
probably an
some-
equal amount of scenes to her, the mum, the Indian mum, because
Maybe.
she's in it less once the dad starts get going.
Yeah.
The Indian mum's in it less,
Well, I mean, yeah.
and that's
what
a
more,
tragedy.
Yeah. What more? Oh.
Hot, hot, hot. Yes, the English are feeling hot, hot, hot.
clap,
So,
clap, clap.
That was the film.
They clap.
Everyone, it's still going. Excellent, thank you. Oh, they're still going. I like how they don't have subtitles for when they say slag. There.
Oh, slag is a term that I very much like. It's very pleasing to me.
Yeah, it's very pleasing. It's right up
Slag.
there with me with it's right up there with the usual kind of good ones like, slag and slag face, slagorilla,
Slaggerino.
slaggereth.
Slaggerith.
On the 5th day, slaggereth rose from the grave.
Romeo and Julie
All right.
Slag.
So, guys, that was Bend It Like Beckham. Lots of things happened in there. Lots of stuff was thrown. Now, this is the point in which we guys give our final thoughts and review and a rating. Grace, since you're the guest and you're the one who's been defending it the most, even though Bartek and I are on the same page as you, we love this film. And you're the biggest fan. We can tell that you're going to give it the highest ranking out of all of us. But could you give us your kind of review and rating of the movie?
Oh, I really, really liked it because it was one of the first films I saw where most of the male characters took a backseat and the female characters are allowed to do whatever with little influence, and that's one of the reasons it's a bit special to me, and because I didn't realize I was 7 when this came out. I was 7. I was quite young. And it struck a chord with me then, and it still sort of strikes a chord with me now. And also, like, I like it now because it's like it is dated.
Mm-hmm.
But I sort of like that because I'm just like, yeah, that is exactly what the 2000s were like. And oh my goodness, like the light coloured eyeshadow, the butterfly clips, the see-through plastic shoes.
Oh, hipsters are making that come back.
Oh, not the butterfly clips and the see-through plastic shoes. They're not. Not if I have anything to say with it. But
Grace is in charge of the hipsters.
Exactly.
So you can blame her for them.
Head hipster. So I really, really liked it, and when I rewatched it, I really enjoyed it, and it's just enjoyable. It's just a bit of fun. It's really enjoyable, and like many themes are touched on, but it's just enjoyable.
If you had to give it a rating,
Out of what?
out of whatever you want.
I would give it, I don't know, probably four.
Just 4.
I would give it 4 Grace Beards out of 6.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Bartek, let's hear from you.
I liked it a lot. I've mentioned a few times, don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've watched quite a lot of Bollywood movies in my family.
Bollywood is, of course, the Polish film industry.
Mm-hmm. The Polish film industry where they go into just a slight bit of blackface to look Indian.
No.
No, the Polish are just really tanned. Come on.
Yeah, so I am, kind of. Well, so there were a lot of elements from Bollywood films that were in this, like mainly the costumes, the occasional colourful scenes, like literally lots of colours on the scene, the dancing and the family. But I found it interesting seeing the typical Indian kind of valued family in a English suburban family kind of clashing.
I enjoyed that very much too, actually.
Yeah, and it was a girl who's, who's been raised in this kind of family, but she's also being raised in this kind of environment and coming into terms with it. So that is where the coming of age story comes from, and I found it really well done. And it has most certainly inspired a lot of movies.
If you had to give a rating, man?
If I had to give it a rating,
Yeah.
I would give it a David out of Bending.
Yep, I agree. Right. Well, I had a lot to think about this movie. This was a movie that was from my childhood, and it wasn't necessarily directed towards me being a young boy. It was more for people like Grace, girls, because it is a film where the guys take a back seat, and it is one where the girls are driving the film, and there's angst and drama and teenage romance and stuff like that. And being 9 years old, that none of that applied to me. But I had a background in soccer, and my dad is really into soccer too. So I watched it, and as a kid, I really enjoyed it as a film. I think watching it now, having to take off my nostalgic goggles and having to review it and think about it in the ways of an unappreciated masterpiece, it fits in perfectly with these films, because this film was popular at the time, but it has faded into obscurity over the years. People remember the name, but people don't necessarily remember what the themes, what the characters, what the little nitty-gritty bits were about. They may remember the flicker moments, but I recommend watching it again. It has so many things going for it, such as montage. There was 15 montages in this film, actually.
You counted the montages.
I counted the montages, and that's what's great about this film. This film defies filmmaking logic by saying, hey, the film doesn't have to have scenes or plots. It has to all be fueled by visual storytelling, which is what film is about. But let's do it all through montage. Hey, Keira Knightley and Jasmine are friends. Let's just show that via montage instead of having poignant scenes. And I think that's what really gets me about this film. It is a film that just defies the normal ways of telling film stories and getting the normal little tidbit moments like montages and juicing it up to 15. And I really appreciate that from this film. Also, as someone with a soccer background, I really do appreciate all of the scenes with soccer in it, which is very good. And I do enjoy that dynamic between friendship and family and the love of and the love and passion of whatever it is, in this case, soccer, and how those three things can kind of conflict with one another or help each other out. I would give this film a solid...
Did you like the soundtrack?
The soundtrack was perfect.
I did like
The soundtrack was perfect. It had Atomic in it, in case you didn't hear.
Oh, did it have Atomic in it?
Yeah,
Who's Atomic by?
I think it's by Bend It Like Beckham soundtrack.
Oh, it's by Beckham, is it?
No, by the Bend It Like
by-
Beckham
I
soundtrack,
see.
and it was very popularized by the Bend It Like Beckham audio commentary or by Smith and Polish presents. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Should we title this Bend It Like Beckham or Convert It Like Dave?
That's Bent It Like Converting Dave.
Bent like converted Dave.
Yeah, if I had to rate this film, it's very hard, you know. I guess I would give it a goal out of goals.
Yeah, this film could have used one of those.
Yeah, it could have. Okay, so there's other reviews out there. This is my favorite part of the podcast.
Honestly, I really like it too. Mainly because I go into it blind and you know what you're going to say.
Okay, so this review is... now, this was written in 2004, so a couple years after the film had come out. And it's called A Fun, Refreshing Movie. Okay, first off... I hate commenting on... I love doing this. First off, I hate commenting on this thing, but I felt like I had to stand up for this movie. So many people were bashing on it, and I felt like people who might want to see it should get a second opinion. First off, Bend It Like Beckham is not meant to be the most profound movie of the century. If that's what you're looking for, go somewhere else. Just because it is an independent film does not mean it has to be artsy. It's supposed to make you feel good, and you're supposed to have fun watching it, and those two things are handily accomplished. Secondly, the acting, though not Halle Berry in Monsters Ball,
Why is that the example?
is still good. The movie doesn't need acting like that. Honestly, why is that the example?
I don't know.
Okay.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Halle Berry Catwoman. I'm like, this person needs to get perspective.
The movie doesn't need acting like that, honestly. So don't look for it here. It's a family movie. If that's what you wanted, you wouldn't or shouldn't even be looking into this movie, honestly. It sounds like people are going, oh, I like Monsters Ball with Halle Berry. I got recommended Bend It Like Beckham. Okay, back to this review. Lastly, it has a really cute story. I think it's thought out well and it's entertaining to watch. It's also very true to life for the most part of that culture. So if you want to sit down and watch a movie that you can enjoy and feel good about when you're finished, if you're looking forward to something with deep thought out plot lines and big dramatic scenes, this is not for you. I thought it was going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Oh, thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks, Lindsay. She gave it 8 out of 10. The next one is written in 2005. Fun, energetic, and altogether wonderful. Mm-hmm. Wow, I can't believe I waited so long to see this film.
Okay. 3 years, amazing.
Yeah,
well, Bartek waited considerably longer.
Yeah. I just never got around to watching it. The plot has nothing that interests me. I know nothing about soccer or football. I am one of those American fools that has no clue. I had never even seen David Beckham before this film.
No idea what he looks like.
He played Joe.
I chose to ignore the buzz surrounding the film at the time it was released in America. Enough about me.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Sorry.
enough about him.
Enough about him.
Yeah.
Truth be told, it was a mistake to ignore this little piece of movie-making heaven.
That's so nice.
This gem of a film.
What a fun film. It's full of colour and exuberance. I had a goofy grin on my face through the whole movie. Parminder Nagra, that's how it's pronounced too. I made sure I watched a YouTube video before. Parminder Nagra is so sweet and lovable, you can't help but root for her. No wonder why the American television show ER has snatched her up so quick. I have a new appreciation for Indian culture. Those people know how to have a good time. The wedding scenes are dazzling and beautiful. I just love that's like this film has influenced him to know that they have a good time. Good. The only problem I had was deciphering some of the British slang and dialogue through the accents. I turned on the English subtitles to make sure I didn't miss anything. This is not a criticism of the film. They had to put that one in brackets. I'm sure audiences worldwide have trouble understanding the constantly changing slang in American films as well. This is a perfect date film. Oh, guys, we had a little date just now.
Yeah, a little three-way.
Yum. It has... woo! It has...
Hey, you're in the middle, Ryan. You're being sandwiched.
Woo! It has... Where am I? It has a great sports plot like Rocky.
Yeah, of course. Although it probably would have been better if they picked Rambo, because, you know, in the original version of the film, there was a Rambo character.
Oh my god, these people watched this ball, Rocky, they just can't get their fucking references in.
Okay. And a strong sense of feminism that is empowering for women. I watched it with my wife and a 16-year-old. All of these reviews that I've ever done have somehow involved someone's personal backstory, and might I add, he did say enough about me, so let's get back to him. This is perfect, you know, I watched it with my wife and my 16-year-old niece, and we all loved it. I highly recommend it. 10 stars.
Man,
Ooh.
the reviewers this time are really eloquent.
They are eloquent. Oh, we have yet to get to the most eloquent.
I'm
We'll get there.
excited.
This one's, I love this movie. 2003, so a year after. Pretty close.
And that title is in all caps.
All caps, like, I love this movie! But no exclamation mark at the end, so it's kind of contained.
So it's like projected.
Yeah, I love this movie! Alright. As a former two-time...
Another backstory?
yes.
Okay, former what?
Okay, as a former two-time karate world champion, I like movies about sacrifice for sport. But this movie is about so much more. This movie is so good and so deep. I have recently been plagued by various serious injuries and pretty much a disastrous lack of passion. Almost lights out for me.
Oh wow!
My God! And this silly little movie touched me so deep that, like out of a daze, it reminded me about what life is supposed to be about. This is a movie about living your life for yourself and respect for others, empowerment. God bless Bend It Like Beckham. I believe it is a true gem. 10 out of 10.
Wow. So just to make that clear, everyone, if you almost died, this movie will make you appreciate
Or if you're
the fact
feeling suicidal, this movie's for you.
Is it a silly little movie if it touched them that deeply?
Oh, yeah, touched.
that certainly says something about the movie, and I think people should
I need
watch.
a drink before this one. Alright, this one's a long one.
Oh, jeez, I thought the others were long.
Okay.
Remember back in the days when they were talking about when they leave puberty and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
No Pact with the Devil Here is the name of it.
What a stellar title!
Yeah, this is a novel. 2000. This is 2005.
Alright.
Okay. My scalp still smarts from the burning coals heaped on it when I vowed I loved this movie. Oh my God.
What does that mean?
Okay, let's see if we can make through it. We've got the giggles in this podcast. Okay. When I vowed I love this movie, bring on the coals. I'll walk over them as well as say that I love Bend It Like Beckham. Okay, guys, let's do this. I will walk over them as much as I will vow that I say that again that I love Bend It Like Beckham. Granted, there's a lot of in spite of in that confession. It's a bit of a movie of the week. The screenplay is a bit of a paint by numbers side film. And most troublingly, the director's commentary implies that in this film, beauty can be found primarily amongst the white of skin. The film's genius is not in what's obvious to the Sidfield doctored eye, character arcs, themes, construction. It's in both the surface and what lurks deep beneath, but not in those layers of artistic topsoil that reviewers seem most often to scratch at. Powerful, sometimes semi-clad female bodies, not simply on display but kicking the crap out of a football, do a better job of naturalizing female strength and agility than Lara Croft ever will do.
Oh, wow.
These are real bodies, Keira Knightley's especially, whose work is not to look great first, but kick butt later. They are working bodies whose beauty is in their movement and self-determination. And in my book, the lead actress is one of the most gorgeous creatures ever captured on screen. Not only because she can lay claim to the adjective luminous, but because her performance has an honesty and unbookish intelligence that's utterly compelling. The result is a film women can enjoy without feeling like they're making a pact with the devil to do so. As in Bride and Prejudice. Have you seen that one, Bartek?
I haven't, but I think my mum has.
As in Bride and Prejudice, the relationships among women sizzle with a chemistry that can be neatly slotted into the stodgy, Sweet Valley High categories of best friends or sisters. Perhaps the director is even right in her commentary to disavow the film's flirtation with lesbianism. Bend It Like Beckham has an electricity that can be reduced to the simple hetero/homosexual love triangle in its conventionally structured script would suggest. The precise nature of its pleasure is ultimately a bit of a mystery, and is all the more seductive for it. Oh yes, and did I mention that it's hilarious? 10 stars.
You didn't.
That's how I ended it.
Artistic topsoil is, I think, my favourite phrase in all that, and there were some good ones.
So did you hear that, Ryan? You're not meant to be attracted to the fact that Keira Knightley's 16. You're meant to be attracted to her kicking.
Yeah, I love that. It kind of turned weird.
It turned weird. It started weird. Like that.
I'm just making sure I read all of these reviews.
Did you read the other side of this paper?
On her scalp?
There's none on the other side. Alright, okay. This is the last one, I do believe. Yes. Okay. Liverpool/Owen. Yes. Beckham. No. This is in 2002.
Is that code? What is that?
I'm sorry, that's the title?
That's the title.
Oh, it's like the score.
Oh, that's the title. I thought that was all of it.
Okay, so this is a guy who's not a fan of David Beckham?
Yes, okay. That's the title. Liverpool/Owen. Yes. Beckham. No. This is from India. This one. 2002. 10 out of 10 for this film is how they start it. I'm a British Indian doctor, currently in India. The word Beckham put me off because I'm a diehard Liverpool fan and personally think that Owen is really cool. Since Liverpool and Manchester United are rivals, I was dead sure that I wouldn't watch the film. But then I was in Delhi to meet some friends and I had an early morning flight, so I thought, what the heck? Let's buy time by watching this film, cause it was a late night show. What a moron I was. I should have seen this film the day it was released. I guess using Beckham's name was to draw audience traction, which had backfired in my case. But then I really can't think of a better title for the film. And Nagra and Knightley, both drop dead gorgeous, and Rhys Meyers did a superb job. If you hate football, dislike Manchester United, or England for that matter, then this is definitely the film for you. In fact, I'm just 29 years old, a psychiatrist by profession, but a kid at heart. The film has knocked... Okay, this is one. The film has knocked Star Wars off my number one position for films. Surprisingly, there aren't very many comments on this film by Indian Brits like me. I wonder why. 10 out of 10 for this film.
Man, popular film.
That film. I don't know which one was my favourite review. Like, all of them were...
Oh, it's got to be the scalp culls, doesn't it? It has to be. Like, why are they on a scalp?
What about the guy... What about the guy who's like going to commit suicide and then he watches this movie and there's like, no life's worth living?
Oh, I still scalp coals.
yeah,
Why?
That was interesting. Like, I will walk over coals.
Ryan, why do we have a podcast and not these guys?
These guys are just behind the times. They did this back in the day where podcasts weren't happening.
Weren't happening.
They weren't happening.
I guess IMDb reviews from the noughties are the podcasts of that decade.
Yes. So, guys, any final things you want to talk about when it comes to the film? Any things you want to mention? Any little tidbits?
I like a lot of the reviews were just like, oh, this film is like good fun, and like it is good fun, but I like a lot of them were just like, oh, it's a silly little film, which I think with all the themes, like obviously it's lighthearted ish, but with all the themes in it, I don't know if you can go, oh, silly little film.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is lighthearted. I mean, it is very lighthearted. Like, if I had a heart operation and removed my heart and put it into my chest, I would die very quickly because of how little it is. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's like, I don't think of it as a silly film. I think of it as a groundbreaking film.
Yeah.
It really deals with a lot of tough issues out there, and a lesser film wouldn't have done that, or a lesser film wouldn't have handled it as well. I mean, a lesser film, for a start, would have, had a beginning, middle, and end to the problem. This film, on the other hand, just has a beginning and a middle. They don't need to resolve racism. They don't need to resolve homophobia. They don't need to resolve sexism. You just have to accept that's a part of life. I guess that's what Bend It Like Beckham's trying to tell me. And you know what? That's a good thing.
Cannot be resolved.
Yeah, I know, but they do it with pretty much everything, and that's good because this movie is just like life. Things can't be resolved.
Yeah, well, the three of us are grotesquely intelligent, so we can see a lot of the elements of this film. Like, even Grace said, she watched it as a girl and she saw things in it from that perspective, and because we're intelligent, we saw it too. Mm-hmm. These guys, they I'm kind of assuming that they're men, so maybe they didn't see
most of them were women.
Were they? I didn't hear their usernames.
Lindsay?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so you're just going through...
Oh, no, Lindsay can be a...
no, it's spelled like a woman.
Lindsay.
Well, whatever. They're just not grotesquely intelligent then.
Yeah. No. Excuse me. It's okay to view this film from the heart, not from the brain, okay? Because that's what this film is. It's very lighthearted. No. Grace is scoffing. But
I'm not scoffing.
You're scoffing.
I just like
some films, like, say, The Dark Knight. You watch that using your brain. It's a thinking movie.
Oh...
It's a thinking movie, and this movie is more of a feeling movie. You feel the film.
Dark Knight is your thinking movie?
I'm just looking at my collection of DVDs, and
I've been looking at it this whole time.
No, okay, no, The Dark Knight. No, it's not my thinking movie. It's a thinking movie. Like, when you watch it, you have to think, especially if it's any Christopher Nolan movie is a thinking movie, because he is strictly cold and analytical in his film directing. But in this director's one, it's about the feelings. It's about the warmth of the characters. You feel for the characters. You relate to them because they remind you of people in real life. While some other films, it's the ideas that you are driven by, and you think about the ideas sometimes. And this film has ideas too. And it's great that they have them. And that's just good.
Mm-hmm.
It's great that they have ideas, and that's good.
Yep.
Thank you. Wisdom.
That would be on the DVD cover.
Yeah, excellent.
And what about you,
the re-release, yeah.
Any other things you want to say about it? Any little things you want to bring up before we end this?
Well, I'd just like to remind everyone that the greatest thing in the movie was the concept of the Indian families, because they were very funny.
They were very funny.
They were a very silly little movie. They were very funny, you know?
Oh my god.
No, I think you're criticising the reviews too hard. There was a guy who put his heart out there and said he was a 2-time karate champion. That's hard to admit to the world.
I'm not making...
How is that hard to... That's very impressive.
Yeah, but sometimes, we don't have super egos like you.
Yeah, Ryan, he makes sense. I know a guy who's a karate champion, and he has a PhD now.
And, karate champions, if he's a
karate behind him.
Maybe he's a ninja and they're not supposed to reveal that secret. I mean, come on. Get it together, Grace.
Why am I being criticised for this person?
Because you're the one who had a real big problem with them saying light films.
Okay, guys, but real talk. Who's better, samurais or ninjas?
I'm gonna go... It's kind of hard to say. I'm thinking Paul Giamatti.
Oh my god.
This is the best one.
And that's really the only answer we can come up with.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Spit and Polish presents Unappreciated Masterpieces. I've been Bartek.
And I've been Ryan.
And I've been Grace.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Hey, we've been graced with her presence.
Yuck. Yeah, thank you very much. And like the social medias that we have up, the Facebook page, comment on anything, give us any feedback if you feel like it, or any future suggestions. Other than that, like Bartek said, we've been Spin and Polish, and you have been wonderful listening people.
Absolute